Close to 1,000?
Twice a week is about 100 times a year.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. I wish I had a turn off button for what you talk through to get to the mic, but I haven't invented the click remote
The
yet.
mask?
No. Unfortunately, you still get sound through there, so the mask isn't perfect. Yeah.
It's not a bad mask, though. Regardless, I am Ross Merriam.
I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say, what's up, Rob?
What's up, Rob?
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. Today is one of our favorite days on Versus Live. It is a show with decks all submitted by y'all, the viewers at home. So thank you very much for all of your submissions. We had a lot this time. A lot of interest in Innistrad Crimson Vast Standard, so we always appreciate that. And we're just going to get right into it. My first deck comes from, let's see, at OMG, it's Jerome D.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
like
a good
it.
name. One S away from being disqualified from consideration. But,
Yeah, from being able to be shouted out on air.
But they sent me an Is It Prowess deck, which, I just can't ever resist.
Yeah.
An Is It Prowess deck. It's impossible.
It's same with Yorion. Now that Yorion's out, I just actually choose from decks, but, so we'll see.
Yeah, and a lot of cool additions here. Storm Chaser Drake is a really cool one. Whenever you're targeting with things, you just keep drawing cards, so you can allows you to use sort of more powerful tricks, because normally you need to use a lot of cantrips so that you tear through your deck and constantly have more spells. Storm Chaser Drake allows you to play a few more just individually powerful cards, and you get the cantripping through your creature.
Yep, pretty
Wandering
sweet.
Mind also offering some card advantage, and kind of lets you assemble the different pieces, because we've got a double strike trick, and we also have multiple tricks that just make the creatures bigger. Serpentine Ambush here is a new one. There's also one that makes it a 4/4 flying dragon.
Yep.
And then the one
I really like this card, by the way. I think that could be one of the better cards if it finds a good home.
I agree.
That into Chariot, even I really want to see in Standard. I mean, it's great at finding when you can find creatures with your non-creature kind of thing.
Offering more versatility to what would normally be a pretty restrictive ability.
Exactly.
And then the card I'm most excited about in the deck, actually, Ancestral Anger here. Always, when you're going for these big sort of combo kills with a prowess deck, being able to give your creatures trample to get through blockers is important. It's just another cheap cantrip, which this deck just needs a critical mass of to go along with Consider. And then, when you're finding multiple copies, eventually it's, +3/+4 power in addition to trample and cantrip. So those, second, third, and fourth copies end up being pretty strong.
Yeah. Those style of effects have always been pretty interesting. Ancestral Recall or Hercule's Recall. One of those recalls, you drew an extra card for each one you had. That was the OG one.
Accumulated
knowledge.
Accumulative knowledge, yeah. Those kind of effects, that was definitely the best one. I didn't play it back then, sorry.
Yeah, some recall cards. What's the one that...
But effects like that.
I used to cast Intuition for 3 accumulated knowledges, okay?
Okay. Ooh, that's spicy.
Yeah,
now we're putting
that was
3 Arclight Phoenixes in the graveyard.
Except in the mirror. You didn't do that in the mirror because AK counts both graveyards.
Oh, God. Yeah. I put 3 in the yard and be draw 4. I'll draw 4.
Yeah.
draw 4, draw 5.
You held those in the mirror until at the last possible moment.
Makes sense.
So that's my deck. Is It Prowess? Just gonna try to assemble, cheap creatures, back them up with a bunch of combat tricks, and a little bit of card advantage here or there to keep the gas flowing. Should be a cool deck.
Okay, perfect. Mine is from Halfwing. We've gotten a few decks from them in the past. Always pretty well put together decks. And this was something I've been pretty interested in. This is just a Mardu vampire list. You've pretty much been the pioneer for all the vampire style stuff. I think we only played it twice. Didn't even have all the vampires, but you were very quick to recognize that Voldarian Estate is kind of the glue that holds this together. Well, it's even more so now because I'm adding another color instead of just having black-red. So I really need a land that's going to help me out with all the different vampires. I think this will be quite good in this deck. And just playing really all the good vampires that we have, you notice this deck is going to be quite thick because we have a ton of preview cards because it's a lot of cards from Crimson Vow. But just a good beatdown tribal deck, but getting to play Edgar Charmed Groom, which we haven't really tried yet. Black-white vampires is kind of a weird thing because the Rakdos vampires are very pushed. Yeah. There's not a ton of good black-white vampires, so I don't expect that to be just a deck on its own. I expect it to be just a splash, but, trying to... this is a really good card. Just whenever it dies, return it to the battlefield. transformed as this. Just having a creature that transforms when it dies, I think is a very big deal. Granted, when we get back into the real world where there's a lot of divide by zeros, fading hope, stuff like that, the dying effect is not going to be as relevant. But, should definitely come up against the blue-red deck. That doesn't have it, I guess I should say. But
Well, let's get to it.
all right, let's battle.
Rob, do we have any early questions here from the chat while we shuffle up?
What about some on-time questions? Like, they weren't early, but they were just perfectly on time.
I'm waiting for someone to cast accumulated knowledge first.
Okay.
What about some Corey questions, by which I, of course, mean late?
Yes, hey, fashionably late, okay?
Yeah, there was one.
There's nothing about you that is fashionable, Corey. I hate to break it to you.
You want to see my socks? I'll show you my socks right now. They're fashionable.
I can show you my shoes. I got good shoes on.
Yeah, you do got some good shoes on. I like those. I won't show you my shoes because they're not exactly fashionable.
Or
but
shoes.
the socks are. The socks are fashionable. You got to pride yourself in something, Ross. I pride myself in my socks.
Didn't know that. Didn't need to know that.
Didn't need to know that.
Didn't really want to know that.
Okay, so I can't believe it. There's marbles over there.
Well, they're my marbles.
Oh, that's fair. That's
Where else
fair.
would they be?
Yeah. Who knows? Where they belong.
Got a question.
What do we got?
From Ross, can you fix Arena?
Ross can't fix his own arena,
Yeah.
let alone the actual client.
Even if Arena were fixable, I'm like 1.3 millionth on the list of people you would call to fix it.
Right above, animals that don't have thumbs,
Yeah.
like.
My friend's 5-week-old baby. I'm below that. I'm below them.
Henry's actually one notch above you, my dog. Yeah.
Yeah. Henry has more energy than I do, so.
Well, that's true. All right, I'm going to be going first. Hopefully having a busted hand here. Well, that's a land. That's good then. I think I can keep this. It is a little not so great. I didn't know it did that. Okay, yeah, my hand is actually pretty good then. I'll keep.
My hand is not great. There's a glaring issue with it, but I'm gonna try it, and hopefully I can Corey my way into a good hand.
It's been working so well for you the last few weeks, so I'm gonna play Voldaren Epicure. I will get
got a 19.
some blood, and I'll pass to you.
I think that card's underrated.
Just 1 damage. Yeah, and you get a blood. I mean, anything that's 1 mana and you get things. You get 2 things, it's usually quite good.
Well, I drew the exact card I wanted. So.
Okay, sounds about right.
God, maybe there's something to just keeping every awful 7-card hand you draw.
I've been trying to tell you. Been trying to tell you this for years. Okay. I am going to attack for 1.
18.
And I kind of want to just sack this blood. Obviously, that is not a good follow-up here. But I could get another Voldaren Epicure as far as a 1-drop. I don't have a 2-drop, so I do want to give myself a chance to...
Top deck.
Yeah, to top deck here. Now it's what do I want to discard, though?
Got any Falconwrath Pit Fighters in there you can draw into, too?
Yeah, more than likely. I do think I want to keep this and max that out. So maybe I am actually just going to say go. I'll pass. I may sacrifice this if I want, but we'll see.
I will play an Island and a Festival Crasher.
Doing some crashing. Well, that was not a great draw, but I am still glad I think we held on to this. Pretty cute. Rite of Oblivion sacrificing blood tokens is pretty nice.
Yep.
Exiled, and I'll attack for 1.
17.
And I'll pass to you. My hand is very awkward.
I will play Stormcarved Coast and pass the turn.
Okay. I have another pass. I'll attack with Epicure.
16.
And I'll play Anjay? Is that how we were pronounced that? Maid of Dishonor.
So you get a blood token?
Yeah, if it resolves.
It does.
Okay, and then I'll pass to you. You're the man of Dishonor of Versus Live. We should just put Ross's face on here. You like that, Rob?
Iron Step, all Fading Hope the injury.
Wow, my hope is fading. You're just gonna keep giving me free blood?
I'll play. Oh, let's play River Glide Pathway and pass.
Okay. Bang.
15.
Oh man, this Valdarin is going to town. Yeah, I mean all this blood tokens with Rite of Oblivion is actually kind of messed up. I really like this. Having flashback and stuff too.
Yep.
Limited all-star card that when you produce this much blood, like you just have a lot of sack engines for it. It's pretty sweet. Okay, I'm gonna try it again.
That works.
More blood. Okay, pass to you.
On your end step, I'll play with Fire you.
Oh my god, am I dead?
You get 18.
Or is your hand that bad?
Bottom that.
Okay.
Draw.
Okay.
I'll play a mountain and pass the turn.
Did you happen to need that Festival Crasher that I killed? I'm kind of thinking maybe you needed that.
Unclear at this point.
Okay. End step, I'm going to sack this blood. I'm going to get rid of an Angie and draw a card. Untap.
Yep.
Bang. Another incredibly awkward draw. I am going to... Come on in there. 5 damage.
I got a 10.
Okay. I'm going to play Kalain.
Yep.
Another great thing for sacking a bunch of extra permanents here. And I think I'm just going to do this now to see if I get anything else. Deadly Dispute, sacrificing this blood.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll get one more treasure. Draw 2 cards. And I'll play this Voldarin Estate. And I'll pass to you.
Mara Mystic.
Okay. Sure.
Pass the turn.
End step. Let's sack this, and you lose 2 life. I gain 2.
8 to 20.
Untap. Okay, I'm going to play Kalain.
Yep.
And I'm going to sack 2 treasures to play Voldarin Bloodcaster.
Yep.
So I get a blood. This gets 2 counters on it because of Kalain. And then I will... I guess I better just do this. So I'm going to sack this treasure, sack this blood, and flash this back.
Yep.
Seem like you're not doing so great this game. And then I'll attack for 5.
I got a 3.
Okay. And, yeah, pass to you.
I'll play Wandering Mind.
Okay. You better be hitting something big here. Collect a company for spells.
Take an Ancestral Anger.
Okay.
And I'm dead.
Okay. Yeah.
Kept a creature light hand. Could never beat this Rite of Oblivion in a million years.
Yeah. Rite of Oblivion. Heck of a magic card against you. And honestly, I'm just very impressed with just how many spare tokens you have laying around. You know, that really make that card kind of insane. You know, it is a bit of a cost because it's sorcery, but, you know, I mean, it's the best card in that limited set for that black-white archetype, you know, just one of the most important things. So whenever a card like that is just the most important thing in a limited archetype, I feel like it always has a chance to cross over to standard because it's doing something gross, you know?
Yeah, just needs the right support. And now with blood tokens and all these vampire synergies that, you know, you have
Definitely
a shell
could.
where it can potentially do some damage.
One thing I'm curious about is if Showdown should be included in this, maybe over this 5-mana command. Like, I think the command is fine. but it's always exactly fine. Showdown just can really be insane with some of these vampires. So that's one thing I was always curious about, but we wanted to try this deck as it was.
Corey tries to add Showdown of the Skulls to a Boros deck. More news at 11.
Shocking.
No, Shock's just the red card.
Oh, okay, of course.
Do have some
Rob, you're playing with fire over there with those bad jokes, okay?
Speaking from the man who's been burned all the time. First of all, we haven't really talked about Pioneer a ton, I believe, through previous season. But what do you think about Thalia entering that format?
Admittedly, I already thought it was in the format. You know,
It's in Historic, not Pioneer.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. I always think of the formats as they get older, like Standard, then Historic, then Pioneer, then Modern. It's just how I naturally think about it. I'm like, if it's in Historic, I assume it's in Pioneer. Yeah. That would make sense. But, thinking about what decks are actually being played in Pioneer, I'm not a super expert on the format because, we don't play it much on Versus Live. Not a ton of support for it when it comes to pro events and stuff like that. But I just can't picture any deck that it really jams into right away, like maybe Green-White Company or something, but it's even awkward in those. I don't know. What do you think?
It's generally good enough, even with the dissynergy with Company, so I could see it there for sure.
Yeah.
I played Orzhov Humans, which was a virtually mono white deck.
Yeah, that deck was sweet.
And that deck would definitely want 3 to 4 copies of Thalia, so that's an easy
Locks it on with Thalia.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, turn 1, any 1-drop, turn 2 Thalia.
Not any 1-drop. Inspector. Gadget.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can go Dauntly, and then you play turn 3, 2 more 1-drops, and a Venerate locks it on, and the game's over.
Wow. If only more people watched Pioneer when we did it on Versus Live, we would do it much more often, because I think the format's great.
Oh, yeah,
I
love
really do. It's super fun, but yeah.
But I do think Thalia will make an impact there.
Yeah, I think it's just such a good card. It's going to make an impact in everything. Every single format, there's going to be a deck that's going to play it because it is so good against a lot of decks that are being played. Historic is being run by Jeskai control decks. Thalia is amazing. Standard right now is being run by Is It Turns without Crimson Vow. It's a brand new world today. Whenever you fix Arena, of course. But Thalia is going to be great there soon. Yeah. So if you want to draft soon, and then Pioneer. There's still plenty of combo decks. I know Lotus Field combo is still a thing.
Control decks are popular in Pioneer right now.
I just think from the Breach side...
Is it Phoenix is one of the most popular decks in Pioneer.
Exactly, yeah. And it's the same in Historic. So I just think about playing Underworld Breach with a Thalia in front of me, and I'm like, I'm dead. I can't kill that card. I don't have any removal in my deck, so...
And if I did, I'd have to Fey Wishes for it. It would cost me 12 mana.
Exactly, yeah. So it'll definitely make an impact on all the formats, I would say. Wow, this hand is really weird. But surprisingly a keep.
On the play with a tapped land. Can't keep this. Untapped land, maybe. Oh, yes. The whole Snarl Stormcarved Coast combo.
I think my mana base is a little bit more awkward as well, so... I'm going to keep. My hand is very weird, and I don't know if I'll ever cast these cards, but you know what? We're in. We're in.
One other question we had was, so far out of all of the new Crimson Vow cards, what's your favorite? Either power level or just kind of like flavor, just cool card-wise?
Of actual just card or like the decks we built?
Yeah, no, just card.
Just card. I don't know. You go first. You got anything in mind?
I like Cemetery Prowler.
Cemetery Prowler. I like the new Chandra. I really think there's going to be some cool decks. I think there's going to be some really cool Is It decks that are going to play just not Divide by Zero, not Fading Hope, not Leer.
More red interaction, expressive iteration, Wandering Mind.
Yep, Wandering Mind. The new Time Walk instead of All Runs. And just like more aggressive dragons. Like my favorite deck, it would tie into the same thing as that Is It Dragon deck that plays all red cards with Chandra. I was very skeptical of the card because it didn't protect itself right away, but I'm coming around to that card. So I want to build a lot of Chandra decks.
Okay. I think we're going to put that one on the bottom since we're on the play, and I'll lead on a mountain.
All right. Oh my God. Look at my hand, Rob. No big deal here. Wow.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Okay, I will play this tapped, and I'll pass to you.
I'll play River Glide Pathway and Festival Crasher.
Okay.
You're up.
I will play this and Voldarian Bloodcaster. Pass to you.
Ancestral Anger, the Crasher.
Okay, so it's a 3/3 then, right? Or
so
that
it's a
pumps it
4/3.
itself.
4/3.
4/3 and trample, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Attack for 4.
I'll take it. 16.
Pass the turn.
Okay. Okay, that's incredibly awkward. I will attack for 2.
18.
I'll play a Voldarian Bloodcaster, and I'll play this Agadeem's tapped. Pass to you.
Attack for 1.
I'll take it.
You go to 15.
Yep.
Play another Crasher.
Okay, I'm scared.
You're up.
Okay, that was a pretty good draw. I think I needed that. I could just be dead at any point with this because I don't have a great way to interact, but we are just going to attack.
I'll go to 14.
14. I'm going to play Kalane and a Voldarian Bloodcaster. Get a treasure and I'll pass to you. So if I were to block, I would get 3 blood counters, right? Right, triggers all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rob, I don't think I have the flip side of this because I actually don't even know what it does. But I don't have it over here. Voldarian Bloodcaster has a flip side if I have 5 blood tokens.
Oh, it does. It's a bad.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but all good.
I will Ancestral Anger this Festival Crasher.
Okay. We're having a good day over there?
Just every day for a month straight. I can't make a third land drop.
Yeah, have you considered more
I
lands?
didn't build this deck. Can't blame me.
Yeah, viewer submitted day is just, we use all of y'all as scapegoats for...
Attack for 8.
All right, I guess I can double block here. Oh, wait, so do I get... How many blood counters do I get if I double block here?
Huh?
Do I get 6?
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever you create a blood token, if you control 5 or more blood tokens, transform it. So I would transform 2 of these if I double blocked. You come in your turn.
You become a
Okay.
3/3 that makes a blood token a 2/2, right?
A 3/3 that, yep.
Yeah.
So
you'd
all
have,
right.
you'd have 10 damage.
So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to double block.
Yep.
And I will actually get... Oh, I still have all the blood counters too, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So you
This is
take
gonna be
5.
insane.
You go to 10.
Okay. And I have 6 bloods.
And then I'll pass the turn.
Okay, I guess. Oh my god, I almost fell off my chair. I almost pulled a Ross. And I took 4, right?
Took 5.
Took 5, I'm at 10.
10 to 14.
Yep.
Okay. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah, you're dead. I'm gonna go to get these 2 blood counters. These 2 blood counters are 2/2s. And then still at the beginning of combat, I'm gonna command, get a 3/2, everything gets haste. So take 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Showdown wouldn't have done that, so
I think you're in good shape regardless.
yeah, I think so, yeah. Well, I was just gonna like Lightning Helix. My opening hand was 3 of these cards, 2 commands, and 2 lands, and then I drew the 4th Voldarian Bloodcaster. Not bad, not bad.
Well, not the best of showings from Is It Prowess, but this has always been a finicky deck where, you know, your good draws look really good and your bad draws look really poor, and I had a draw without enough creatures and a draw without enough lands.
Mm-hmm. And it just, all of a sudden, towards the end there, just became a bloodbath, so. We're going to take a short break where Ross is going to sideboard.
We're going to take a 5-day break because the show's over.
We're going to take a short break so Ross can tilt on the break and say profanity and whatnot. So we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back with sideboarding here on Versus Live.
Welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Is It Prowess and Mardu Vampires. On my side, getting a little bit more interactive with these Burning Hands. Not the best of removal spells, but there's plenty of creatures that they can target. Most of your 2-mana plays at the very least. And so I like them over Mordenkainen's Polymorph. We just have too much of this effect in the deck, I think, with 8 copies between this and Serpentine Ambush.
Yep.
So going to cut down on this one. Most of the creatures in the deck fly anyway, so I'd rather have the slightly more explosive, make it a 5/5 as opposed to a 4/4 flyer.
Sure.
And just, hopefully play a little bit of a longer game, be able to take advantage of some of the card advantage in this deck.
So from my end, just Vanishing Verse here. It seems like basically all your threats are monocolored. I guess that 1/3 flyer...
all the ones that I've played.
Yeah. Oh, do you have a lot of multicolored?
The 3-mana threats are mostly multicolored.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe this card is not the best anyways, but we're going to bring it in because removal is so good against decks that are trying to put on pants, essentially. Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. The 2-drops are monocolored.
There's at least 2 of them.
Stormchaser Drake and Festival Crasher.
Okay, yeah, that's enough then, because then I'll save the Rite of Oblivions for your 3-drops.
You just want removal.
And just prioritize this, especially on the draw, being able to Vanish Verse your 2-drops on the draw is very good. Then I'm just taking out, I have a lot of this legendary card. 4 Lorehold commands is a little excessive, although it was really good there. I mean, I was probably winning that game anyways, but, and then Deadly Dispute, just trimming one of those as well in case I don't have the time against you, so. All right, Rob, you got any questions while we shuffle up for our third game?
Yeah, so after playing with Crimson Vow for a bit now, how do you feel its potential is to shake up the meta in Standard? Do you think that we're just looking at a few additions to Epiphany and some of the monocolored aggro decks, or do you think we're actually looking at a shake-up?
I think we're looking at a shakeup. Like, I hope and think Vampires in some regard is going to be a fast enough deck that it's actually going to change the way that Izzet Epiphany can be built. Like, you can't just play all these, Divide by Zeros, Fading Hopes against them because, well, they're really cheap. And we kind of see Divide by Zero, Fading Hope, not really good against Mono White Snow right now. I'm sure you had that experience in the Envy plenty of times, where that's not an effective way to deal with those cards. Sure, it's good against Adeline, which you just have to have answers for, but I think with that kind of speed, you're going to force these Izzet Epiphany decks to adapt in such ways that don't make them completely dominant against mid-range decks, and then maybe some mid-range Blood on the Snow style decks will come back to be able to deal with hyper-aggressive decks, and that will kind of churn the metagame a little bit more. Or Izzet Epiphany can just figure out an effective plan to also beat this aggro deck, and it'll be dominant. I think that's what the question's going to be. That's going to have to be answered. So I think it'll have a shakeup at least for the first couple weeks, and then we'll see. But
generally, when we see a dominant sort of combo control deck, what you want to see to combat it is not any given sort of hate card or hateful deck that can combat it. What you want to see is a wide range of options that can all, if the Izzet Epiphany decks are unprepared, can all take it down on a given weekend. And the wider the range of options in that category is, the more difficult it is to build the Epiphany decks, and the weaker they get against everything, just across the board, because they're trying to cover too many different bases. So,
and I mean, the example for that is just pressure and disruption, right? Yeah.
But you need so far it's really just been mono white and mono green that have been able to do that. If we get a couple more aggressive decks and maybe even some mid-range decks that are able to pressure with really good disruption, maybe a flash style deck that, that would be good. I'm not saying that there's one
even
there.
Thalia in mid-range decks and stuff too is possible.
Exactly. So the more options that we get that come from adding more cards to the format, the better overall it's going to be to maintain a healthy metagame even with Epiphany around.
Exactly, because I mean the thing that makes a healthy metagame is you have a aggro deck, like a mid-range deck, and a control deck that all play rock paper scissors with you. That you have a bad matchup. Like if your combo control deck doesn't have a bad matchup, which Izzet Epiphany is right now, and arguably doesn't have right now. I mean, like white can be good if you're not prepared, but if you are prepared, you're still fine. Good matchup against green, blah, blah, blah. We've heard the whole song and dance from Izzet for last season, but if you have a deck that's just good against it, then that deck's going to decline in numbers. Then you have these big Blood on the Snow decks that can be good against the aggro deck, and then we have a metagame that's going to constantly shift from week to week, and that's healthy. That's even what we saw from the adventure metagames is like there was a good constant churn of decks, even though it was just boring because we played against all those cards for 1,000 years. It was still a good metagame.
It really churn that kept repeating itself.
Exactly. For far, far, far too long. Ross is going to mulligan here. I'm going to keep my perfect hand and be very happy about it. I do got to give this one a read. I forgot about this one. Oh, yeah, that one's a nice one. Okay, Rob, do you have any questions while we are shuffling up here? Okay, perfect. MDQ for anybody who is interested in any questions being answered. Maybe any questions about maybe Ross tilting off. That's always a very hot button issue whenever you're not drawing lands, and I'm here for it.
Well, that was a no-lander.
Okay. So not you didn't have to think about a Corey Keep or anything?
No.
Yeah, my hand is actively just very good here. Voldarian Estate does lead to some awkwardness with some of these spells, but I do think it's a necessary evil when you have this much creature action, but it's also pretty bad with Kalane. You know, I realize that card just might not be good enough in this deck. It is not a vampire.
No, it is not. But it is a good card.
Yep.
Yeah, gonna keep this one.
Okay.
I will lead on an island.
All right. I'm going to go to 19, and I'm going to play Voldaren Epic.
I'll go to
Pass.
19.
Yep, 19 each. Pass to you.
I will play a mountain and pass the turn.
Okay. I will attack for 1.
18.
Okay, and now I suppose I want to play this on the red side. And I'll take a pain.
18 all.
And I'll play, put my best foot forward, so I'll play Blood Tithe Harvest.
Sure.
And I'll get a blood. And I'll pass to you. I'm at 18.
I'll play Stormcarved Coast and Storm Chaser Drake.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
So you either didn't have a threat and you waited, or you wanted to make sure you had some defense for it. Makes sense either way. So I could attempt to sacrifice one of my bloods to deal with this Drake. Seems decent. Or I could attack first and see what you have going on. All right, I'm going to go with a Voldaren Bloodcaster and take a pain.
You go to 17.
Yep. And I'll declare attack for 1.
I will take 1.
Shoot a 17. And yeah, I'm going to try. Give it -1.
You sacrifice the creature.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay. That card is not as broken as I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still might want to do this, but it's definitely worse.
That card would be busted if it did what you thought it did.
Absolutely busted. Yeah. Holy cow. You know what? I guess just before combat. Well, no, I'll still attack.
Yeah.
And
still 17 all.
I am gonna do it. Okay. I guess I don't sack the
you
blood.
replace the blood token.
Yeah.
See, you just sacrifice it. Yeah, you don't sacrifice a blood token, but you get another one for
so
a blood
I do
caster.
get a blood token. Okay.
So you'll end up with 3. I'll Fading Hope my Storm Chaser Drake and draw a card off the Drake.
Okay.
Then this comes back to my hand. I'll scry.
Okay. Yep, maybe that was an awful play.
I'll put that on the bottom.
Then I'll play a land and I'll pass to you.
And I will play an island and Storm Chaser Drake, Festival Crasher.
Okay.
You're up.
Okay, this is pretty awesome. I'm gonna go like this, and I'm going to. Oh my god, this is insane. Okay. Oh no, I can't do it. Oh no, can I change this to a swamp? You mind? Dang, this would have been so cool. Okay, so since I can't do that, let's just. I'm gonna cast Angie.
Get another blood token.
Get another blood. And I can attack, but you can trade. But I don't mind that trade, I guess. I had to take 1 for that, by the way. I'm at 16.
Yep.
You know, I'm going to hold it back, and I'm just going to pass to you. Yeah, I was trying to do this last turn, y'all, and then, I guess I'll...
Serpentine Ambush, the Stormchaser Drake, draw a card.
Okay, it becomes a 5/5, right?
Yep.
But it still flies.
Yep.
Okay.
I will attack for 5.
Don't want to attack with the Festival Crasher? Okay, I'll take 5. I'm at 11.
I'll play a Mountain and a Stormchaser Drake.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Okay. I will... Can't cast that. That's pretty awkward. All right, I'm going to take 1. I'm going to play Voldaran Bloodcaster. Get a blood.
Brings you to 10.
Beginning of combat, these transform. Or I guess they just transform right away.
Yeah.
So I got these. Beginning of combat, I'll turn these into bats, which is completely obscene. Because now they can also block. They have haste.
Well, it's until end of turn.
Wait. No, it's not.
What?
Yeah. They are not until end of turn.
Is that a misprint?
Oh, let's double
This
check.
thing just permanent?
I think they're just permanent. Well, that's why I think this card is insane. It just makes... Honestly, I hope it's until end of turn, because otherwise I think this card's insane. Because they gain haste. Let's double check that, Rob.
Yeah, they become 2/2. Beginning of your upkeep of the one target
Beginning of
token you control becomes a 2/2 black.
Or beginning of your upkeep or
beginning of
combat?
Combat, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, beginning of upkeep, it would be a lot more balanced, but...
Look, reading is hard.
Yeah, reading is hard. Wow. Okay, so I have flying hasty bats now. I'm going to attack with this. I'm going to attack with this. And I think... Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not winning this game by like trading off and trying to grind through whatever core he has. I'm winning this
Yeah.
game by drawing out of my mind on this next turn.
Yeah.
So I'll take 6. I'll go to 11.
Okay, take 7.
So, oh yeah, because there are 3/3s now.
Yep, go to 10.
So 10 all.
Pass to you. Wow. This card's insane.
Okay. That's a good start.
Okay.
I will Ancestral Anger Stormchaser Drake.
Okay, that's the
draw
trample.
2.
Yep.
So it's a 3/1 trample.
Okay. You having a good time over there?
Go.
Okay, end step. I'm going to sack this. Oh, wait, it doesn't trigger. I'm going to sack this, and drain you.
8 to 12.
8 to 12. I'll untap. I'll draw. I'll play this. Beginning combat, I'll turn these into bats. And then before combat, I'll command, give my whole team +1/+0 indestructible, and give this haste. And make a 3/2.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. Yep, I go to -6.
This deck is insane. Wow. Halfwing. Great work. Holy cow. Well, I might have a new card that I'm really excited for. I'm excited for this Voldarian Bloodcaster. When you pair it with even just these, like, that is just already so many incidental bloods that you get, you know?
Yeah. It's definitely it's a card that, is already okay on the front side.
Yeah.
This is like an okay flyer, not great.
Yeah.
But it's really nice when your 2-drops have that kind of scalability where when you get to the late game, they become a formidable threat.
Yeah. Like 2-mana 3/3 flyer is already insane. And when you already have 5 bloods and they don't... I honestly thought it was like you had to sack the 5 bloods and then any other blood you get is now creating 2/2s, you know? Like that seems pretty balanced, but the fact that it just flips when you get them, and I mean, when this is in play, when the other side's in play, if that creature itself dies, you still get a blood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, just that effect right there.
Well, is it non-token creature dies?
Yeah, non-token, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're...
Oh, and even just says whenever this or another non-token creature dies, yeah.
Yeah, when it dies, you get a blood tip.
So what I thought I could do that turn was play this and then Deadly Dispute my 1/1 and then get 2 bloods and get 2 haste that turn. But if I would have put it on black mana, which I totally should do because I have more black cards. So that was just a mistake. But I could have did that a turn early, which is just insane. But I hope we have time for a pity game. Thank God. Let's play one more because this deck is sweet.
No, every time we do that, we like Tuesday we played 1 game in match 3.
All right, I just like this deck. It's cool.
As a prowess deck, like your threats just aren't powerful enough.
Yeah,
like the 2/1 flyer is pretty cool. I like that. So, but Storm Chaser Drake, but Festival Crasher, just a 2 mana 1/3 that gets +2/+0, not particularly good.
What about Delver in that deck?
Yeah, we should have Delver Secrets.
Right.
That's
yeah,
a thing.
a little less pants. I mean, that's a Delver deck if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
And I don't particularly love Delver, but it seemed like when you're just doing stuff on 2, if I ever had a removal spell for that creature and I'm like pressuring you and stuff, that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, and when you think about prowess decks, you think about really, really low curves, right? 1 and 2s all over the place. This deck had some 1s, but it was mostly in 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
And it becomes really difficult to have these powerful turns where you're casting 2, 3, 4 spells in a turn when all your stuff costs 2 and 3.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen until turn 4, 5, 6.
And it seems like you really want to max out on expressive iterations. That's that bridge gap where you can play something on turn 3 after you played a creature and then get a Fading Hope available and then the next turn go ham. That feels like a good setup card with that.
Also, when you're playing these kinds of decks, and when I say these decks, I mean prowess, I mean things like heroic.
Yeah.
Those kind of decks.
Boggles, kind of the same. It's just like one good creature, build it up, Buttercup, and then, go to town.
Yeah. There needs to be some degree of resilience, and you can build that resilience into your deck in multiple ways. You can do it by, Bogles does it by playing creatures that literally have hexproof, so that you just limit the axes of interaction that your opponent has.
Yeah.
The heroic decks built that resilience in by having protection spells, God's Willing, Valorous Stance sometimes.
God, I hated playing against God's Willing.
Yeah, Johnny's Presence, things like that. The prowess decks have historically not had something in those roles, so you build in resilience by having a lot of just card advantage. And expressive iteration is going to be a big part of that. Wandering Mind can be a big part of that, even as a 3-mana spell. I like that at the top of your curve. If you recall back when I built an Is It Prowess deck that ended up not being particularly good, but early in that format was okay.
Yeah.
The card it had Jace and Treasure Cruise.
Yeah.
And I remember back then there were so many people that didn't want to put Jace in the deck for some reason. They're like, yeah, Jace doesn't attack. They just wanted some other mopey 2-mana creature that could get bigger when you cast spells. And that creature is going to look good when your opponent doesn't interact with you at all and your draw is good. But that's just not how Magic works. Yeah. And Jace was the card that let you find, recast your Treasure Cruises, let you find your, an additional threat when you needed one. It stalled the game out, gave you time to, against heavy disruption decks. Did a lot of little things. This deck had a little bit of card advantage built in, but the curve was not low enough. And there wasn't enough card selection really for me to assemble all the right pieces. I kept flooding on, different pump effects or just drawing everything in the wrong mix. And that's to be expected. When you need to draw 3 or 4 different types of cards all in the right mix, you're going to need a lot of card selection to make that work. And consider 4 iteration probably isn't enough.
Yeah, I really personally, just my playstyle, I hate decks like that. Just because I like to have decks that if they have powerful synergies, they're built into the creatures. Just like this, there were some really cool synergies. And as far as changes I would make for this, immediately I would be taking Kalain out. For sure. That's you have the vampire land, you have just a lot of awkward lands that don't work well with this card already. And the thing that I would really be getting in here is Immerstrom Predator. Card seems amazing in this deck, not only to play it, but you can play it. It triggers Angie where you get a vampire, and then you could immediately sack your 1-drop to get 2 more bloods to trigger it pre-combat to then turn your bloods into creatures, and it's just an incredibly powerful card. I think you would be forced to cut a few of these, but this card was actually kind of cool with specifically Bloodbat Summoner, where you can just beginning in combat turn your things into bloods, into bats, play this, get your 3/2. All of a sudden, that's just an absurd amount of damage that's indestructible. with haste and stuff. So I actually really like this, but I would trim some of these for some different vampires and some Immerstrom Predators, and I'm a fan of this. If this is if we're just getting to Crimson Vow whenever Ross finally fixes Arena, try this deck out. I really like this. If I was playing more Arena when I got home, I would try this deck. I think it's cool. So, all right, that's going to do it for our first round, everybody. We are going to take a short 5-minute break, and then we're going to be right back with round number 2 here on the Viewer Submitted Show. Don't go anywhere. All right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live. My name is Corey Baumeister.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
And we got Rob in the booth. Say what's up, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
Rob will be taking all your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. So make sure to take at Star City Games and send your favorite burns over to Ross Merriam. We are playing a viewer-submitted show today where we are just getting deck lists from all of y'all. We didn't change a single card in any of these decks. That's half the fun is, maybe there's something really good about the decks. Maybe there's something glaringly bad, but we're still just playing the decks no matter what. We always have a lot of fun with it. Started off with that Mardu Vampire deck from Halfwing, and I loved it. But if you are ever looking to be a part of some of these shows, we do these quite often. Just keep an eye on at Ross Hundreds and at Corey Baumeister. We always tweet out, ask for deck lists if you want to be a part of it for the next time. But for this one, I took a deck from S. Cerruti, a good friend of mine from online. Really cool dude playing a Naya Goldspan, Jaspera Sentinel, Magda style of deck where you get a lot of these treasures. We've seen this style of deck be really good in like Rule Aggro in last season, but now we're adding only one new card, but it is a very, very good one where you don't have to play, you don't have to be the teamer style deck and play Alrund's Epiphany because, well, blue cards for like negate and stuff like that are okay in those style of decks.
Adding a fourth color is tough.
Adding a fourth color is tough, or just being teamer. Like now we actually get to play some of the powerful white cards, some really good removals, and then just play this where, guess what? With Goldspan, double blue is not that hard to achieve because it's just one treasure if you have one of those in play. So we can also cleave it. But for the most part, this is just going to be like a 3-mana, I have this card, you're dead, because I can attack twice. It's kind of this double strike attack card. And I think it's a really interesting space for this card. And it leads me to believe there's some way that this card could be better than Alrund's Epiphany in some avenues, which is terrifying. Galvanic Iteration does not work with this, so that whole combo iteration of this card is not good, but if you get to pair it with aggro, this card could be insane.
Yeah, definitely one that wants you, because of that clause, to be much more aggressive.
Yes.
So the shell makes a lot of sense. On my side, this list comes from @Wayne Churler. Not the first time I've taken one of their decks.
Yeah.
And this one was just probably the most unique deck that I saw. And I really have no idea how it's going to play out. This is a mono-white enchantment control deck.
Okay.
So we have Faithbound Judge is just a good defensive creature.
Yeah.
We're playing Circle of Confinement as a removal spell. We're playing some sweepers. Playing Oblivion, whatever the Oblivion Ring is in the set.
Yeah.
Or in this format, Borrowed Time. There we go. And then Hallowed Haunting that, creates and doesn't turn your enchantments into creatures, but lets you make a bunch of creatures. And then once you have enough enchantments, makes them all fly. If you make enough of the creatures, they all get really big. So this is sort of our enchantment payoff card.
Okay, you need 5 of them? Or
we need 7 enchantments to give my creatures flying and vigilance. But whenever I cast an enchantment spell, I make a spirit cleric with power and toughness equal to the number of spirits I control.
Okay.
So the first one I make is 1/1, then they're both 2/2s and 3/3s, so it grows to the power 2 as a second order polynomial.
Yeah, that card is pretty interesting. When I saw that spoiled, like a lot of those cards, they look really cool, and you're like, wow, if the support is there for this style of effect, these cards are going to be absolutely obscene, and if they're not, they're going to be so bad. So we're going to figure it out if which direction.
We will see.
That should be interesting. Okay, Rob, do you got a question at all while we shuffle up for our second round?
Not lined up at the moment.
Okay, MTQ. Everyone's just playing Arena, or at least hoping that you fix it.
They're trying.
Yeah. I was going to try to get a stream in beforehand, before this versus, and I'm like, yeah, with all the bugs, it seems like that is never possible. So I gave up, and here I am.
Here you are indeed.
Yes. All right. So you're going first.
As someone noted in chat, is Ross just DDoSing the servers, so everybody has to watch versus live?
Yeah. Hey, smart. Hey, bad servers on day one are good for us. We'll take it.
I will keep my hand, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'll keep as well. It's a little iffy,
Land go.
as most of my hands are. But I feel like my Jaspera Set no Mag, not that I have that, but my Jaspera Set no Magda draws are gonna be good against you. So I have a choice here. I want green mana, and I do have a card that does demand some weight, so I am gonna go with this and play Jaspera. Then I'll pass to you.
Well, okay, I think I need to potentially stop the most explosive of Corey's turns, so I will Curse of Silence on Magda, Brazen Outlaw.
Okay, I was gonna say you better get it right, because if it's Magda something else, I'm not giving you any takesies backsies here.
I may have put Magda Trader to Mortals in a deck list in a recent article of mine.
I'm not gonna lie, God, what was it? Okay, yeah, so it was a very obscure thing. I was playing Death Shadow, and I attacked with a Ragavan, and I hit Pithing Needle from Hammer Time's deck, and I Pithing Needle naming Blink Moth Nexus. My opponent just, animated on the last turn. I was like, what? They were already dead, but they were just proving, hey, you're an idiot. And I'm like, oh, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, Blink Moth and Ink Moth, not the same thing.
Not the same thing. Yeah, pretty funny. Okay, so I'm going to play this.
Prosperous Innkeeper.
I can't wait to get a different treasure token. I wish there was any other treasure token in the making, I don't know if there is one, but I feel like there's got to be a better one soon, right? I'll attack.
I'm going to 19.
Pass to you.
Okay, I'll play a Faceless Haven,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast Rune of Sustenance, and I don't want to deal with this on one of my lands, so I'm going to put it on one of Corey's.
Oh, yeah, oh my god, you're a jerk. Okay, my land has lifelink. You got it.
No, we have to keep track of how many enchantments I control.
Good point. Wow.
And I drew a Curse of Silence, so I guess I should name Goldspan Dragon, since you can cast that next turn.
Yeah, okay, how does it work? They cost two more?
They cost 2 more, yeah. So Magda and Goldspan Dragon both cost 2 more.
Oh, you're a jerk.
Then I'll pass the turn.
You're an absolute jerk. Okay, so I guess if I'm not going to play that busted card on turn 3, I guess I'll be doing something else. I am going to 4 mana and just Intrepid Adversary for 1.
Okay.
And I'll pass to you.
Okay, I'll play a Faithbound Judge.
So Ross, why not put the rune on your Faceless Haven?
Yeah, I guess I could do that. I just didn't want to deal with it.
Wow, what a fool. Okay.
See, I thought about playing the rune on turn 2, but then I drew a Curse of Silence, and I didn't get it out of my head that I could then put it on something else.
Okay, yep, that card's annoying. Okay, sweet. Done.
Pass the turn.
All right, I will draw. And not the flashiest play or anything, but I think it's pretty needed. Tap, sack for red, and Shatter Skull Smashing for 4.
Sure.
And then I'll attack for 4.
I go to 15, you go to 23?
Yep.
24, I mean?
24, yep. And then I'll pass to you. Oh, I guess I gain 1 life too. I'm at 25.
Sure.
Don't think it's going to matter too much.
I agree. 3, 4, 5. So next turn you can get to 6 now that you don't have the treasure.
Yep. That is the awkward thing with smashing.
3 in hand?
3 in hand, yep.
Yeah, I will play a Faithbound Judge.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
Judge. That card's not good against, or that card's too good against me. Okay, that was a decent draw. So these are still too small to get through, but I will attack with this. There's a 4/4, right? Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Okay, I will take 4. I go to 11, you go to 29.
Yep. And then I have a land and Zika's Chariot.
Yep.
Kitty cats. Okay, I'll gain a 2 life.
You go to 31.
Yep, and then I'll pass to you. Who's the mono white deck supposed to be the one gaining life? I'm pretty sure.
Upkeep counter on that.
Okay. I hope you lose the game exactly needing your Faithless Haven to have lifelink. I hope so.
I'm sure I will.
I think you actually might.
Huh.
Whenever I get 2 cats, I drink some double Pepsi here.
I will play a Plains, and I will borrow time the Intrepid Adversary.
That's pretty good against me. Okay.
Should have done that last turn, but I'm an idiot.
Yep, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I should have done that over the Faithbound Judge here.
Okay. Done.
That's the turn.
Yeah, that probably would be good.
And it just saved me 4 life.
Well, that was a good magic card. What does it do? Next turn it'll flip or something?
Next turn, or 3 counters, it can start attacking.
It can start attacking. Okay. So now I have 2 great cards I have 3 great options, to be honest. And just which one is the greatest?
You have 3 cards in hand?
Yeah. They're all so good.
How can, like, Goldspan Dragon's only an option if one of them's a land. So how can you have 3 great options?
That makes 3 great options. That is the only way that makes 3 great options, but that is definitely it. So if I crew, yeah, I just don't see how not using this Shatter Skull Smashing for 4 is not correct. And then I'll crew, attack, make a cat.
8 of 7.
And I'll pass to you. And I'll go to 32. How could you have 3 options? Yep. Well, you're right.
Okay. Land Amiria's Call.
Oh, God. Okay.
Pass the turn.
Okay. Angels are scary. That's an interesting magic card. Wish I had a treasure I could copy. So, what if I crew, attack with the team, you probably block. Yeah, regardless, I'm going to do that. Unless if I crew here, and you block like this. Oh, that's 1 short of lethal. Okay, I will crew, attack, and copy a cat.
Go to 33.
Yep.
Yeah, block Chariot, block a cat.
Okay, you take 2.
Go to 5.
Go to 5. So Chariot and cat down. Then you would have this as blocker. So this Time Walk is lethal.
Yeah, that'll deal 6.
All right, Time Walk. I once again had, I guess, only 2 good options because I didn't have the land for Goldspan now, but I love the one thing about this deck that is a little iffy. Blade Historian, I understand what the thought is behind it. Is like, okay, if you can give double strikers attack once, you're probably killing them with the second. But there's a lot of forests here. The old combo that we saw from Naya Winota is the old forest Blade Historian combo is not a combo. Not a combo at all. All right, Rob, you got any questions? Take your rune.
Yeah, somebody said, Ross, in reference to your recent podcast, do you still believe you run these streets?
I was not referring to myself in the singular when I said that, so maybe you should get your facts straight.
Oh!
I was referring to old hats in general and how we ran these streets at the Invitational.
Amen to that.
Happened. So,
Team BCW, what, went first, third, fourth, top 16, top 32?
yeah.
Old people taking it down. And the Zoomer took 9th on Breakers, the King Zoomer, Milan. Yeah.
Gotta, Gotta pay your toll on the way up.
We gotta celebrate the wins we can, because when the season starts up again, it's just an endurance game at some point. We might have good results the first 4 tournaments, but then we get tired. Then we get tired, and then the Zoomers really clutch up and destroy us. So we got to do it while we can, while we were rested up for that Envy.
Yeah, but then everyone's got to come here to the retirement community for the Envy. So
Yeah.
That's true. We got to take a month off to make sure we're ready for that. So, let all the Zoomers dominate for that month.
Get in my hyperbaric chamber.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's do this. Next game.
I will keep my hand.
A little bit of an awkward hand, and you don't have a ton of removals, so maybe this just isn't a good hand at all. But I want to see how it goes. I'll keep.
I'm going to lead on Curse of Silence for Jaspera Sentinel.
All right. I will play a forest, and I'll pass to you.
I will play Plains, Ambitious Farmhand.
Oh, yeah.
Another Plains.
Can you just never coven in a million years?
We'll see.
Love it. Okay, so I'm going to play this, and I'm going to play Magda, and I'll pass to you. A.K.A. Magda, you should have named it off Silence.
Moonblessed Cleric.
Okay, uh-oh. Getting close.
Histeus would like to know do you think the tournament happening toward the beginning of the school year is why the Boomers stood a chance?
That's a good point. They don't have a lot of homework yet. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
3/3 Lifelinker.
Yep. You haven't been playing too much limited in this set, huh? That card is a house.
So, I've got some options here.
Options?
Ooh, that could be a good one.
Either way, I'm pretty sure you are dead.
How?
My hand is gas.
You just played a Mogdive 2 blockers.
Magda don't care about no blockers.
Well, I've got several options. I could get Felidar Retreat.
Pretty spicy.
But I don't think I have the lands in
cats.
my hand to make that work. I guess I kind of do.
When there's a cat, there's a way.
I could get this card I kind of like.
That card is really interesting. It's not great when you're getting pressured, but yeah, you don't have a lot of pressure against you right now. And that card is super annoying to deal with. Once again, in limited, but it seems like you are a busted Innistrad draft deck
I'm going to try
so.
this Sigarda's Splendor. It's going to be on top of my deck, and I'll pass the turn.
Okay.
Going to leave both blockers back.
Bang. Treasure token.
I'll block with the farmhand.
Dead. Then I will go with this pathway and play the Cadillac. Vroom vroom. Fast to you. Meow. This deck is good, S. Cerruti, if you're in chat. Nice work. Nice work.
So if I play Sigarda's Splendor now, Corey can just attack with both cats, right?
Yep.
And I'm kind of boned.
Or just attack with Chariot, and then you either chump block or you don't get to draw a card.
Yeah, I would snap jump block.
Yep.
So I think you would just attack with both cats.
Maybe.
And you could even play.
I could play a creature and attack with Cat and Chariot.
Yeah.
That's the Punisher for you.
Yep, that would be quite good.
And that's pretty easy to do.
So I'm going to play an Emeria tapped.
Okay.
I am going to play Curse of Silence on Goldspan Dragon.
Okay. So far, these curses have looked awful.
And then I'll pass the turn.
It did stop that gold span that one turn where I would have just destroyed you with it. So I guess I take it back. But other than that, it hasn't been great. So it's either do I want to make a land drop bad enough to get rid of this super good spell? This is like the best Shatter Skull smashing deck, is these Magda brazen decks, but
Taking
whatever.
3 to 17.
Yep, I'll go to 17. Then I'm going to cast a Prosperous Innkeeper.
Yep.
Then I'm going to cast Magda and gain a life.
You go to 18.
18. And then I'm going to crew, get a treasure, declare a tax, and copy this cat.
Copy is fine.
Gain a life. I'll go to 19.
I'll trade for this cat.
This cat is dead.
Take 4 to 16.
And I'll pass to you.
Oh. You have 3 in hand?
3 in hand.
I was hoping my trade would induce maybe you casting another creature, because I do have a sweeper here.
Okay.
So I will Doomscar.
That is definitely good. They're dead.
And I'll pass the turn.
I would like more chariots, please. Oh, that's not a chariot. Okay, well, I guess I kind of don't have a... I mean, I do have choices, I guess, but they're not great.
I was probably supposed to just play the Splendor on turn 4.
And then follow it up with a Wrath. That does seem good.
Yeah.
I think you still just don't... I'm still probably going to connect.
Problem is, if I don't draw a land, then I have to take 3 to play the Wrath on 5, and then the Splendor gets so much worse.
That's true.
That was the real issue, is I had an Emeria as my 5th land.
Yep. Okay, I am going to play these 2 cards. My opener had 3 Magdas, in case you were wondering. I don't think I'm going to Intrepid at all, because I just really want to make treasures here, and I don't have anything to clone, so...
Even if you sack these to do this once, you're going to make a treasure when this accrues, and then you can copy it.
That's a good point,
So
too.
it's not if you want...
But I can put a gold span into play next turn in my pre-combat if I don't sack it, and I think that's more valuable than this.
Yep.
So I'm going to crew, I'm going to attack, copy a treasure,
I'm a 12.
and I'll pass to you.
Oh, that was a good draw.
Uh-oh.
Was it good enough, though? Probably not.
Okay, good.
Yeah, these Curse of Silences have not been good.
Yeah.
We'll borrow time the Chariot,
Ooh, that is pretty good.
and then pass the turn.
Okay, so... Now I get to... put it onto the battlefield, so it doesn't affect Curse in any way.
Nope.
So yeah, I'm going to attack. Get a treasure.
Yep.
And yeah, hit you for 5, put you to 7. And I go to 22, and then I'll pass to you. There's no point in me putting Goldspan into play now. I needed the Chariot to be able to do that pre-combat. But now I have the choice of either, if you have a Wrath, then I'm kind of screwed. But if you don't, I can just Goldspan next turn.
Well, I will place a Guard's Splendor.
You gain a life, right?
No, it's when I cast a white spell.
Oh, that's right.
I will note my life total of 7.
Yep.
Then I will gain a life, play a farmhand.
Okay, you're at 8.
Get a Plains and play it.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not even going to play it.
Okay.
So I failed to retreat my deck.
Okay.
So I'm at 8.
7. Okay, I'll play this and then I'll kill you.
Yep.
Hooray! Hooray! I had a Goldspan though, but it was like I already had one, so I didn't need to actually cast this to trigger your curse. But I did draw it afterwards. Yeah, my opener was just 3 Magdas, Prosperous Innkeeper, 3 lands. I was like, well, if you kill Magda, which I feel like most decks have to, but you don't have a lot of removal, then it's going to be great. And if you don't, well, I just have Magda. And then the next card was Ezekiel's Chariot. I was like, game.
Yeah. Maybe I'm supposed to name Magda. Is the naming one of your 2-drops makes Jasper Sentinel significantly worse anyway?
Yeah.
You basically, you basically have to play Prosperous Innkeeper.
That's why I hate that card, because it's always a guessing game. You know, it's a guessing game, except against Alrund's Epiphany, because there's like certain cards that you just can't beat. Like, I like that as an aggressive card when it's just like, okay, name the card I can't beat right now that keeps you alive, and if you don't have it, you're dead. You know, but I think even in those scenarios, it's just not a good enough Magic card. I think that card's just really bad.
There, you know, on turn 2 and 3, I was tapping out, so those are the turns that I can sort of see where your curve is going and what I need to stop. You know, once you play turn 2 Magda, I say, okay, I'm definitely naming Chariot.
Yes.
Because I didn't have a good answer to it.
I feel like naming Goldspan, naming Chariot, those are the big ones, because those are what I kill you with.
Yeah, I had a Doomscar in my opener, so maybe I'm just supposed to name Chariot.
Yeah, name Chariot, and then like just for Tell on 2, line up, a busted turn. But I guess you played the
I would rather just not look. Once I foretell, Doomscar's there. That's
Yeah.
kind of the problem with that card in my deck.
Yeah.
So I would rather just play my creatures out, trade a little bit, then you try to go over the top with your biggest threats. I Doomscar those away.
Yeah.
And especially if I had turn 4, that enchantment, then the Doomscar can really set me up to start drawing cards.
True. I would have still been able to Chariot you to stop that, but that would have been a nice sequence.
But if I name Chariot, it's always easy to figure out what to name, obviously in hindsight, but it makes some sense even at the time.
Yep. Totally agree. All right, that's going to do it for the first 2 games. We are going to head to the sideboard here and see what we got for each other. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Versus Live.
Welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Mono White Enchantress and Naya Treasures. On my side of things, taking out these curses that just look so bad in the first 2 games and bringing in more spot removal. We've got 2 more Circle of Confinements, which should be great. A couple Nahiri's Bindings, which is a somewhat inefficient card, but is nice because it can actually handle an Azeka's Chariot.
Okay. Yeah.
And lock it down because you can't crew it. And even if you could, you can't attack with it. So
cool.
So I like that just as a very flexible card. So just
stops the Magda shenanigans, that's an important thing.
Just 4 more spot removal spells, get these curses out. Hopefully I can just keep the pressure off of me, because once I do that, I've got some powerful stuff going on.
Definitely.
I just haven't really had the tools to keep the pressure off of me to set those things up. Yep. And with even though this is a small change, it's a change very much in that direction.
Agreed. Okay, and then from my end, I have 3 Dragon's Fires, which are pretty bad, but you had a decent amount of creatures. That 4/4 in particular, that seems like I really need to deal with that. Paired with Goldspan Dragon, I can take it down, as well as the Shatter Skull Smashing. So only taking out 1, could see taking out more, and then taking out 1 Blade Historian. These type of effects are naturally a lot worse against decks that have mass removal. This is really good. Obviously, with Winota, this was just, completely bananas. But now without that effect to put it into play, just casting this card, while it is good against a mono white deck because you don't have a lot of instant speed removal, and it could just be that 1 punch that gets you dead, I don't need to overload on this. This is a card I want to see once on turn 7. And I think having 2 of that is perfect instead of having 3 or 4, I can't even remember. Reckless Stormseeker just being a great card against sorcery speed removal decks, and being able to attack like this. That's why we even see this card being excellent against Izzet Epiphany right now back in the real world, because they have a lot of Thundering Rebukes, Frost, Battle, Frost, and Fire, that kind of sorcery speed removal. Plus, it dodged Burning Hand, stuff like that. But that's the small change we're doing. But I got to bring up something. That. Oh wait, never mind. I'm not even gonna say that joke because it doesn't work. I was gonna say I had to try to lock up the marbles today to make sure I just take them with me, so that you can't lose them next time to Todd next week. But I'll be here for the first show on Tuesday, so...
Yeah, so it's Tuesday's show where the pressure's really on.
The pressure's on, so, if you don't mind just throwing that Tuesday show so we can keep the marbles here...
What do you think I've been doing the last month?
That's what you call that, huh? Okay, great work.
Certainly not a result of my shoddy deck building and playing.
He's just taking such a view ahead, It's...
Yeah, really next level stuff. Next level stuff. Okay.
Just wait till something Capenna, whatever that next set is, then this mono white deck's going to be great.
Kamigawa?
Yeah, Kamigawa's the next set.
Yeah, there's then it's Streets of Capenna. Is that the name?
Yeah.
And then the Brothers War, is that's our year, right?
I don't know if that's the actual. I don't know what the order is after Kamigawa, but
yeah, I know Brothers War is last, but that's all I truly
I will
know.
keep my hand, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep, but wow, this hand needs a little help.
I'll play Plains.
Okay. I will draw.
No Curse of Silence this time.
Okay, good. All right, I will play. Needle Pathway, and then I'll pass to you.
Oof, right on time, Cave of the Frost Dragon. Pass the turn.
Okay. All right, I have a Magda, and I'll pass to you. I love Magda. That's such a cool card.
I will borrow time the Magda.
I'd prefer if you didn't.
Pass the turn.
Okay, that's not very good. I'm going to play this land. And I'm going to go with a Reckless Stormseeker. It's daytime. And take 3.
I'm at 17.
Pass to you.
My
hand is not improving, chat. Just say go, turn it today? Or turn it tonight?
No, I will play Circle of Confinement and exile the Stormseeker.
Exiles it? Okay. And then just, that's really all it does now, right?
If you play a vampire with the same name, that's the Reckless Stormseeker, I get the game.
You should have played that against my vampire deck.
Yeah.
And then you were done, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't hit a land, and I drew a 3-drop, so I guess if it was good last turn, it's good now, so we'll do the same. Bang.
I go to 14.
Pass to you. I needed a land there, in case you were wondering.
I'm going to play Felidar Retreat, play a land, and get a cat.
Cats.
Pass the turn.
Okay. That's scary.
Hoping this turn does not go particularly poorly.
You mean like land Azeka's Chariot?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have that, so...
Well, that's good.
I have a Jaspera Sentinel.
Perfect.
And an Intrepid Adversary.
Okay.
I'll target this and attack for 3.
I'll take 3, go to 11.
Pass to you. Yeah, not the strongest of turns.
Okay. I will play Moonblast Cleric.
Okay. Put an enchantment on top, right?
Yep.
Uh-oh. You might pick up your first game win of the day. It's looking pretty good for you. Let's not go too far, I guess, huh?
Thinking about what I want.
Well, tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I'll tell you what I want when I really, really want.
So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I don't know the rest of that.
I wanna really, really, really want to say.
That's the clip of the day right there.
Yeah, there we go. Was that a spicy clip, would you say? Or
You know, I almost knew I was setting myself up for that.
you really did. You're really good. You should know that by now, Rob.
Hopefully it doesn't get us a copyright strike on YouTube.
Yeah. If our video brings in, $500 a week or whatever, we are negative like 5,000 from that Spice Girls trademark. That's for sure.
I'm going to try getting Sigarda's Splendor.
It worked pretty well for you last time.
Well, this time I think I'm a little bit better set up.
Yeah. I don't like those cat shenanigans you got going on. I'll say that.
Yeah. That'll go on top.
Okay.
Then I'll play a land. I think I'm going to just get another cat.
Okay.
And I'm going to borrow time the Reckless Stormseeker.
Yikes. Okay.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Last turn I went with the Felidar Retreat because I had this turn set up. And
You were done, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was just a much more mana efficient use of my resources over the 2-turn cycle.
Yep.
Now I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
Or he could play a Chariot here, but it won't be able to attack.
Oh, I've never had Chariot. But I think I have one real play here, and it's not very good, but it's pretty clear that you're not like on the Doomscar plan, so I'm pretty cool just like spreading the battlefield. I'm going to play Magda, and I am just going to pass the turn to you.
Magda pass, I'm okay with.
Are you okay with that, Ross? Good to know.
Okay. Well, I'll play Sigarda's Splendor. I will note my life total of 11.
Yep, noted.
And then I have a land.
Okay.
Do I want to pump my team or make another token?
Okay, that's the question.
I kind of think I just want to make another token and play defense. That said, God damn it. Corey's just going to have Goldspan Dragon next turn, and my Sigarda Splendor is going to look awful. Should have just found a second Felidar Retreat.
Oops. I'll tell you, I might have that as an option.
Okay, well, I'm stupid and just don't have any idea what's going on ever. I just want to do my cool thing with Sigarda's Splendor, and I'm never allowed to. So I'm going to just pump my team and attack you for 10, sorry.
They all have vigilance?
Yeah. Creatures get vigilance.
Oh, okay. Well, I am going to vigilance, but that's it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you may have guessed wrong. So I'm going to get a treasure, and I'm just going to Dragon's Fire this thing.
Okay.
That's all I had. And now, do I want to block to get rid of one of these anyways? It's kind of the same with what I'm going to do next turn. I guess no matter what, I can... It's pretty close. 3, 4... Okay. I will take it.
You go to 14?
Yep.
Pass the turn.
Okay.
Am I getting Shadow Skull Smashing?
Maybe. I'm going to for sure play this land.
Certainly what it seems like. It seems like I'm getting Shadow Skull Smashing. No, but your Shadow Skull is only for 5. So
yeah, it's not that.
that's one short.
So I am going to... do I want to guarantee I pressure your life total or keep my good card around? Yeah, this is interesting. Okay, so I could do that for 2. All right. I am going to add red, get a treasure, and play Blade Historian.
Okay.
And then just attack for 3. So now, you can...
I will double block.
Okay, kill them both. I'll gain 6.
Yep.
All right, I'll go to 20, and yep, I will pass to you. Got to give you that draw this
Draw a
turn.
card.
Yep.
Draw for turn.
Yep. And now take note of your life total.
Yeah, it's 11. It's going to
Okay.
be 12 when I cast this Amiria's Call.
Oh, God.
Actually, I should non-angel gain indestructible. Yeah, I'm making a token with this. So I'll make the token first.
So you have an indestructible
Yes,
token. Yeah.
indestructible token and 2 angels.
Okay.
I'm at 12, and I will pass the turn.
Okay, that's pretty good. I will draw. Oh. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm going to play Intrepid Adversary. And I am going to... I think I want to just pump it twice. Well, I guess I can. Oh, that's kind of cute. Okay, I can go like this for 1 white. So I'm going to give it 2 Valor counters.
Okay.
And then I'm going to declare attack with these 2 and get a treasure. That way the cat isn't just a free eat, and you have to lose some angels if you want to do some blocking.
Yeah, so the cat gets to block freely.
Yep.
And this is a 4/5, so a double block with the angels actually doesn't kill the Blade Historian, which is unfortunate.
Yep.
This is actually gross.
Yeah, not bad.
So the best I can do is just trade both angels for the Magda if I want to draw an extra card next turn.
Yep.
But I'm kind of okay with that. Because I just need to draw removal spells to stabilize here.
Yeah, or Doomscar and the game ends.
Yeah, so I'll make that block.
Okay, so I'll gain 8 life.
What are you gaining?
They have life. Oh, this has the lifelink.
Yeah.
Yep, never mind. Okay. So yeah, I gain nothing, your angels die, and I'll pass to you.
Yeah. Upkeep. Now my life total has been noted at 12.
Yep. Noted.
Let's play a land, make a cat.
Okay, no Doomscar, that's good.
Yep. And I will just pass the turn.
Okay, you can animate 1 cave. I guess it goes to night now. Not relevant at all, because I only had 2 of those cards anyways, but whatever. Okay, that is very interesting. 5, 4. All right, I'm going to cast Intrepid Adversary.
Yeah.
Put 1 counter on it. Declare attacks with these 2.
Um.
So everything has +3/+3.
Yeah. So we got a 6/4 and a 5/6.
Yep.
So there's no way I'm killing anything. But there is some question as to whether or not I want to just throw away both cats or throw away cave and a cat, because next turn I can animate another cave and block. But at that point, you're just going to have... I don't think I'm going to trigger Cigar to Splendor next turn unless I rip a Wrath. So I think I'm just supposed to double chump with cats.
Okay, so I'll gain 6 life.
Yes. Puts you to 26.
Yeah, and 1 blocker. So you can block with a cave. 4, 5, 6, that's 12. Yeah, you are so dead. Okay, I'll time walk.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Okay. Well, this Gambit card could actually be pretty sick.
My 2 lands are not going to be very good.
Yeah.
Had a Hallowed Haunting that was 1 short of giving my creatures Flying and Vigilance, if that mattered.
Yeah, so you had 1 blocker there, so I was just able to attack what this is. So this is the biggest card, that's 12 damage, so this would be 12. And this is 10, so that's 22. And this is
another 8,
4.
so 30.
Yeah. Wow. This deck is kind of cool. This deck is kind of... I mean, this is the only new card, but, I mean, there's a lot of synergies with, like, double striking, and then obviously Magda, Jaspera Sentinel. It's not anything that's revolutionary, but still look pretty sweet. Well, we got time for a pity game, Ian.
Do we? What time we got?
I think this time we actually have time for a pity game.
Yeah.
Hooray! I get to play one more with the really... I mean, both my decks have been really sweet. Yours have been sweet, too. They just have not came together.
Yeah, I think that I think there's only 2 Doomskars on this list. It probably just needs to play 4.
Yeah.
Your spot removal is so slow.
Yeah.
It's nice that it's versatile and you end up taking the game over, but you really need that kind of swingy card in the mid game.
Yeah, it's like Vanquish the Horde or Buy Invitation. It's just Doomscar's just actually the best in this time, I think, because you don't have you don't go wide with the battlefield like you did with your token deck. That's another deck I'm excited to try out. Is that Abzan token build that you had for Tuesday? That was sweet.
Did some cool stuff.
Definitely did. Kaya and Chariot, I think, are a natural pair. That's for sure. All right, Rob, you got any questions while we shuffle up for our pity game?
Chad just wants to know which Spice Girl y'all think you are.
Ooh. I don't know what any of the Spice Girls are. Grumpy Spice? I think that's Ross. that's a Spice Girl, right? I'd be sporty or something.
Who knows?
Who knows? All right, let's see what we got here. This hand.
Y'all can figure out which Spice Girl we are.
Yeah. That's your job.
As long as you don't make me Posh Spice.
Not a Posh fan.
No.
Okay. Good to know. All right, well, I'll keep a loose goose here. Try to get you on the board. Raise your confidence for this last match.
Yeah, I'll lead on Cave.
Okay. I'll leave on Jaspera Sentinel. Past you.
I will play a Plains and pass.
Come on, Magda. That's not a Magda. I'll attack for 1.
19.
Go.
I'll play Haven, Faithbound Judge.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
The judge is in session. Okay. And that's...
3rd counter, I can start attack.
Yeah, what does it disturb for? Do we even know? I forget what this does.
3rd counter, you lose the game.
3rd counter, you just lose the game?
Just a curse. 7 mana.
Okay. All right.
It's kind of like Divine Intervention. You remember that card, right?
Nope.
6 white enchantment. Put a counter on it. When it gets a 3rd counter, the game's a draw.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a stupid card. Okay,
He's never seen that card in his entire life.
Not a single time. I'm gonna play this. It's daytime, and I'll pass to you.
So it's got a counter.
Mm-hmm.
Let's play Emeria tapped and
My hand is turned around, by the way. It's kind of gas now. Decisions?
All right, let's borrow time to Stormseeker.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Now I'm living on borrowed time. All right. Well, nothing great to do now that you're a jerk and you took my creature. So I guess I will go with a Dragon's Fire, revealing Goldspan Dragon. And I will play this tapped and attack for 1.
I'm at 18.
Past you. Are things working out over there, buddy? You look defeated.
Have a lot of options this turn.
Uh-oh.
None of them are good.
Oh, love it. Love it.
Forehand over there.
Yep, you know one. It's a daunting one, because if I have a land, it's coming out to play next turn. Pretty high percentage chance.
Yeah. Yeah, I cast the borrow time thinking that Corey had the opportunity to Dragon's Fire plus Goldspan on turn 2, and if he was missing either of those, then I was okay using the borrow time. So I don't know which one of them you drew in the 2-turn window.
Yeah, I think it was the Dragonfire.
Yeah.
I've had the Goldspan.
If
I mean, if you didn't do that, I was gonna play Goldspan last turn and Dragon's Fire your thing, so you were in a lot of trouble then.
Sure.
Yeah.
And if you don't, if you have Goldspan without the Dragon's Fire, then Judge just trades. And if you have Dragon's Fire without the Goldspan, then Judge is bigger than it, and everything's still fine.
So would you say you object?
Yeah, and you didn't have both 2 turns ago, so it made sense at the time.
Yeah, sure.
Still makes sense now. I just got punished.
As you do on every Tuesday and Thursday between the hours of 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
I guess I can just cast this and set up to have an answer to the dragon.
It's probably good.
It's a little annoying because it makes every other card in my hand worse by doing that, which feels like something I can't do, but
seems like you're really living on borrowed time over there.
I have 3 4-mana enchantments in my hand, and all of them do nothing. But they could do something.
So you got Sigarda's Aid for sure.
Depending upon what I draw, and I've got to try to figure out what I need to draw to claw back into this.
Yeah, I think the times of Felidar Retreat are just gone, unless you pair it with that Colossus. That seems really sweet.
I'm going to play Hallowed Haunting and see how this goes.
All right, what does this card do again? Okay, let me cast, create one. Okay, sure. So literally 4 mana do nothing.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, I have the land, so I'll take 3.
17.
Goldie coming in, Goldilocks.
I'll go to 13.
And I'll pass to you.
Okay. So now I think I have to go Moonblessed Cleric.
Okay.
Search for another borrowed time.
You're going to have to borrow a lot of time to be able to make it to that turn, but sure.
Make it to next turn.
Maybe. You never know.
I'm at 13. Then I will play a land and Rune of Sustenance, the Moonblessed Cleric, trigger the Hallowed Haunting.
Okay.
I guess we'll use Jadeens, even though they don't fly.
Oh, they don't fly. Okay,
They're spirit They fly once I have 7 enchantments.
Okay.
And draw this and pass the turn.
All right, I think I'm going to deal you around 20. It might be a little bit more this turn. No big deal.
You just have Blade Historian Time Walk?
Yep. Blade Historian, Time Walk, attack, get a treasure. I actually don't even need to attack with this.
Yeah.
I'll just do the flyer, and then next turn I smashing both and then attack. So it's 8, and then 8 again, that's 16, plus
22.
4, 5, 6, times 2. Yeah, what, 20?
It's 22.
20, yeah, just 22 damage here that you cannot interact with.
Yeah.
Wow. Rudy, you did it. You did it. This deck is sweet. This
It's a great home for Alchemist Gambit.
It really is a great home for Alchemist Gambit because, I mean, honestly, you saw it in the turns where I'm just winning.
Yeah.
But even if it's just, you kill Goldspan, next turn I could just Gambit to just Time Walk. Obviously, I didn't have any threats if you would have killed it, so it would have been bad, but this is a good home for Gambit. And these are the shells where Gambit could be better in Alrund's Epiphany in certain niche roles, which makes me kind of like the card. I just don't, if I liked extra turns in general, which I don't love.
They're both Time Walks, but they're completely different cards.
They are completely different cards, but they could also be played in the same deck.
Yes.
I mean, I played...
But Gambit is such an awkward card to play in a control deck because it's only good when you're comboing.
Yeah, but I think it's just... If you play Goldspan, you can play that card. I think that's plain and simple. Yeah. And like the Dragon deck I played, where I played Chandra, Goldspan, no Allruns, and just that was more of an actual just Time Walk card. But it could be a Gambit card.
Yeah, but that deck was also more aggressive. You had other dragons in the deck, so you had.
But I mean, this is an aggressive deck. That was not an aggressive deck. I mean, my creature started at 4. I guess I had Wandering One, but I feel like that's definitely the mid-range category.
Yeah, but an aggressively slanted mid-range.
Yeah, yep. Anything with Goldspan is aggressively slanted, I would imagine.
That's what Goldspan does.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, you can tell Ross is getting a little salty. Take us to the next round, buddy.
We're going to take a quick break here. I'm going to re-examine my life decisions and probably not make any changes. We'll see you then. Hello, and welcome back to the horrible agony in which I live every day live. I'm Ross Merriam.
I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say, ain't that the truth, Rob?
Ain't that the truth, Rob?
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us.
Oh my God.
It is the final match of the day of our viewer-submitted show. Once again, thank you all for your many lovely decklist submissions.
Thanks to mine, especially.
I'm still trying to get on the board here. But
yeah,
we got a nice little tribal aggro deck to round out my day. I'm playing Azorius Spirits. This one submitted by @BreedingPool91.
Okay. Blue-green mage giving you a blue-white deck. That's strange, but sure.
Yeah, spirits can be Bant too, so they've probably played some Bant Spirits and Pioneer.
Yeah.
That was my thinking.
That makes sense, yeah.
Good news, Ross. Your intro there got us a sub.
Yes. Whenever Ross suffers, we all profit. That's what I got out of that.
The best part is that's a Simpsons quote, and Corey didn't even know it.
That's true. I didn't know that.
So really pretty straightforward build here, just playing all the good spirits. Fleeting Spirit is one I like quite a bit, just as a creature that you can protect from sweepers, keep the pressure on. It'll be important against Corey's control deck. Dorothy is just a way to apply quick pressure. Not sure how that one's going to play in a deck like this that really wants to play in a more aggressive shell. And then Cemetery Illuminator is the one I'm really excited about. I think this is a card that can generate card advantage. Hopefully, I'm not going to want to run this out right on turn 3. This is going to be my post sweeper card, where I hope to untap with maybe 5-6 lands in play. I cast Cemetery Illuminator, I exile a creature that just died, and then see if I can get a creature off the top and spike that bit of card advantage and rebuild my battlefield very quickly.
Okay.
We generate a lot of card advantage in this deck via the Disturb mechanic, which will also be helpful in a matchup like this where Corey just has a lot of removal. And hopefully that also comes to fruition because we're really just straight creatures. Not a ton of disruption here outside of Malevolent Hermit, which is going to be great. Glad those are in the main. But the Disturb mechanic is going to be something to keep an eye on from my side, because that's a way to provide a lot of just built-in card advantage and built-in resilience to heavy removal strategies, which is what Corey's playing.
Didn't you know my sweeper of choice was Extinction Event? They actually included it, and I said we don't change cards, so, I just had to play it. So it's unfortunate.
You could have just said Shadow's Verdict, which is legal, but...
Shadow's Verdict's not legal.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. Is it?
Pretty sure.
Is Shadow's Verdict legal, Rob? Huh. Well, you could be right. Well, I'm not playing it, so I'm siding with Meat Hook Massacre as my removal spell, but I'm going to be playing a Dimir control deck that was brought to us by Nicholas Deniki. I'm sorry if I butcher that name, but, it wouldn't be the first time I butcher card names or people's names on this show, so that'll happen. But this is a deck that's kind of a play off Zach Allen's Dimir, Sedgemoor Witch style deck, where you're playing a lot of these cheap cards. We even saw Dimir Control at the Invitational and stuff. The old hats that never want to get off their way and continue to play Dimir Control decks. Shaheen Sarani, we're calling you out directly. We saw those style of decks. I even played against it in the finals. So that deck is just actively pretty good.
Yeah.
But this is porting it over, trying 2 more pieces of WinCon on top of Lear. Lear was kind of the only thing that you really needed, and Sedgemoor Witch. So now we're adding a lot more creatures. But I really like Sedgemoor Witch. It's awkward. It doesn't really pair into this. You really want to go like turn 4 Sedgemoor Witch, Duress, or whatever. Duress is not going to be the best against you, or Blood Chief's Thirst, something to get yourself a token, and then on turn 5 have this to counter something. That's really ideal. So it's pretty awkward that it doesn't curve naturally into that. Something like Young Pyromancer is what this card really wants. Young Pyromancer spells on 3, this on 4. So there's a little bit of awkwardness here, but then we have a card that we were both kind of hyped about to explore, but we haven't played anything yet, and that's Hullbreaker Horror. This card is just absolutely insane. It's gigantic. It can't be countered, and then all your considers and stuff also are just unstable or unsubstantiating all of things across the board. So I think this card could be really, really good. Very skeptic about this one, but this one I'm excited about in small numbers.
Basically, if Corey untaps the Hullbreaker Horror, the game's over.
The game is over. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, honestly, that's already true for Lear. So maybe you just don't need that effect. Maybe it's extreme, but who knows?
I beat a Lear on the battlefield for 4 turns. It was cast when my opponent had 20 life. I'm playing mono white.
Yeah.
It's not good enough.
That's fair. That is totally fair. Is Shadow Verdict legal? Oh, it is. Okay. All right. Well, I learned something today.
Well, that means I win the marbles and the show's over.
And the show's over. That makes sense. Yeah. All right. I'm guessing.
There's a secret game on Versus every day now. Did you not get that memo?
Well, you better get a secret game going, because you're not winning the normal game these days. So
I will be on the play.
Okay. I already have a card that's not great in this matchup in my hand.
I will keep my hand.
Well, I'm already at a mulligan, so it's the real question, is the rest of my hand good enough? And it is pretty close. But I do have some awkwardness as this being my only colored mana source, and I need bowls, so I will mulligan. The rest is just completely unplayable.
It can make pass tokens.
That's true. It is 1 mana make a pass. That's it. This might be the first time I mulliganed on today's show, too, though. I've had some pretty good hands.
Might be the first time you've mulliganed in your entire life.
In my entire life, yeah. I'm not a fan of it. I have to just start with 6 cards now, like 1 less. At least if I have Duress in my opening, I get to put it directly to the bottom, so... All right, I'll keep.
Deserted Beach, pass.
Oh, yes, I love this card. Okay, I'll pass to you.
Island Malevolent Hermit.
Okay.
You're up.
I will play a land, and I'll pass to you.
I will attack for 2.
In response, I will Siphon Insight. Would you like to counter that? This is like my favorite card of the whole set. It's not great, but it is a sweet card. Yeah, okay, and I exile one of them face down. I can just play this at any time. And I can spend any kind of mana. So I guess that's not very good for me. I guess it's still better. So I'm going to go like this, and this goes...
Bottom.
Okay. And then I'll take 2.
You're at 18.
Yep.
Second main, I'll play Deserted Beach, Cemetery Illuminator, Exile Siphon Insight.
Oh, punished.
You're up.
Punished. That's right. Okay. Okay, well, at least you're not going to cast too many things with that. Definitely got punished there. Oh, I guess I didn't have to show you this, but...
I wasn't looking, so you're
Oh,
good.
that's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, Ross has already checked out for the day, so.
Oh, yeah. I believe that. So now it's the real question. Do I want to cast this
My deck's
card?
all creatures, so I'll cast my 2 drops on 2, my 3 drops on 3, then we can start thinking.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, I'm just going to play Catilda, and I'll pass to you.
Flying lifelinks, pro vampires.
So it is just a 1/1 flying lifelink or pro vampires, and that's all it will ever be unless I take more cards from you.
Okay, then.
And I guess it's not great because I'm giving you the disturb mechanic if I block with it, but whatever.
I will attack for 2.
I'll take it. 16.
And I will play Cemetery Illuminator.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. I'm going to play a land, and let's go with... I'm going to play a Sedgemoor Witch. I'll pass to you.
Interesting.
Not feeling great about this game. You might get your W finally. 4 hours into the show.
I'll play an island. I will play a Fleeting Spirit.
Okay. I gotta give that one a read. I forgot about this. Okay. Discard a card, exile this. Okay. So that, oh, the discard ability is only from the battlefield. That's pretty interesting, though. Really good with all your disturb stuff.
Yeah, attack for 4.
All right, I'll take it.
You go to 12.
Yep.
And I'll play another Malevolent Hermit.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Well, at least it's not Skyclave Apparition. But I don't have too much going on here. I'm not going to lie. I will play a land. And I'm going to play a Sedgemoor Witch, and I'll pass to you. What is the disturb side of this? Catilda?
Some sort of aura. I think it just pumps for those same things.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty good with you.
Does it give flying and lifelink too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that in my graveyard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try something a little weird. I'm going to discard Mirror Hall Mimic to Fleeting Spirit.
Okay. Gets flying?
No, this gets exiled until end of turn.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Then I'm going to attack and exile the Mirror Hall Mimic with this Cemetery Illuminator.
Okay. So you're trying to make... And that makes spirits cost...
No, it lets me future sight for spirits.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that happens. I'll take 4.
Let me look. Okay, so you go to 8.
Yep.
Second main, I will play Dorothy.
Okay. Oh,
Right.
God.
Once each. Okay, so I can only do it once.
Still. Pretty good.
It's kind of a tilt. I would like to do it more than once,
Yeah.
especially because that's a spirit.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then I will pass the turn.
Okay, I'm in a lot of trouble.
And this comes back.
Okay. All right, well... I'm going to attack with... These don't attack that well. I guess that attacks or blocks, it dies. Okay, never mind. These do attack pretty well. I'll attack.
You have 3 in hand?
Yep.
Okay, I'll go to 14.
Okay. I will pass to you.
I will attack you for 8 in the air.
I will block here. So I'll take 3.
Yeah, so you go to 5.
Yep.
This thing dies.
Your thing dies.
Kill this here.
Yep.
Play a land.
Okay.
And 3 cards in hand.
That I do.
I'll play Cemetery Illuminator.
I will Juari Disruption that and get a couple of pests.
I will pay 1.
Okay.
I'll exile the Drawry Disruption.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Pass the turn.
End step, I will Memory Deluge, get a couple of pests.
You're at 5.
Yep.
And yeah, that's fine.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, a 4. Oh, those were not great. I will take these 2 cards. Bottom these, put this here, untap, a draw. Oh, that was also bad. Okay, I have a land. And I will attack. I'll attack with these.
I'll go to 7.
Okay. Then I will pass to you.
Play. Or no, I need this card in hand. I will disturb Dorothy onto the Fleeting Spirit.
Oh, this might be the most disgusting overcharged amalgam ever. I'll counter that ability. I'll sack this, gain a life. Yeah, so you just don't get this. Right? That's how it would work? Or it sacks the disturb ability and then the card stays in the graveyard?
Disturb is just an alternate cost. It's not an ability. It's
Oh,
countering
okay.
the spell.
Okay.
Um,
And yeah, it plays around the hermits, which is disgusting. Shouldn't have let me deluge, bud.
yeah, I guess I shouldn't have because
Yeah.
I knew. Like, if I think about your weird deck list, Overcharge
Yeah.
Amalgam is the card that gets me.
Yeah, I had lands on top, and my first.
Well, hold on.
Okay, well, I'm
not
saying
dead.
No, I know, but I'm saying I had 3 lands on top and 2 lands in hand, and this was the 4th card, and then I drew a land, so I just didn't have anything, but
Give me 7.
7. Yep. That was an incredible overcharged amalgam, that's for sure.
Okay, I guess I will pass the turn.
Okay. I'll untap and draw. Excellent draw. I have this land. Now, these are really bad at blocking anyways, plus you just have to block something. So if I attack with everything, you can go like double block 1, and then you could just take 6. Could do that. And you're left with that. I have 1 blocker. I could maybe make a couple more blockers. Yeah, I do think I need to do something. All right. I'll attack with these. This is mostly an math is for blockers type of attack, and we'll see what happens, but...
So the one that has a spirit under it is not going to be blocking.
Okay.
The other 2 will double block Sedgemoor Witch, and I will also block a pest.
Okay.
But I will discard to exile this thing.
Okay. Then before damage, I'm going to flashback Memory Deluge.
That I will counter.
2 pests. Okay. Countered. And then damage, you take 5.
5 puts me to 2.
Yep.
1 Illuminator down.
Yep. And then, yeah, I'll pass to you. You just get to look at any time. You can do that once a turn.
Once a turn.
Okay.
And I can
So
look at the top
instance
card.
as well you get to do, essentially,
Yes.
but you don't have any in your deck kind of
Yep.
thing. Okay.
So let's unearth Catilda
Okay.
on the Illuminator that doesn't have a...
And it does just make it insane, right?
I guess they're both going to have creatures under them, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Because I'm about to exile your Sedgemoor Witch.
Okay.
And not my graveyard. So, yeah. I guess I will also play this land, play Dorothy, so I have another spirit. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a 7 by itself.
7/7 lifelinker.
7, 8, yeah.
Okay, so I have 1 choice. Have to block
So
that.
You go to 4, I gain
Yep.
7, go to 9.
Yep.
And pass the turn.
All right, I need a good draw. I was hoping you wouldn't play that card, but it makes sense. I guess I just never should have took it, but it did kind of save me earlier.
Yeah.
So
Meathook Massacre is still going to end me.
yeah, but if not, yeah, I just have 3 lands. I just
Yeah,
draw
you
lands.
only have 8 power.
Yep.
So.
GG, you're on the board, Roz. You did it. You almost lost.
Yeah,
dude.
despite not playing around Overcharged Amalgam, like
Yeah, yeah.
you know, when we're playing these kind of weird decks, so much of it we're just playing off of our normal heuristics. And
Yeah.
in those spots, normally when you have the counter spell back, you don't counter the card draw, you just counter the thing that could beat you.
Yeah, yeah.
And in that case, the thing that could beat me was a creature.
Yeah.
And so I needed to counter the dig because I can't. There's a key out that you can dig for that Hermit doesn't stop.
Yeah,
So.
I was playing it just for the pest. I thought for sure you were countering it, and then I was just gonna have to rely on like flashing it back, get more pests, just literally try to win with pests. But yeah, it didn't end up working that way.
I just knew I had the line where I put the enchantment that turns my 3/1 into a Geist, and
Yeah.
then I kept a card in my hand. I get to attack. No matter how many pests you block with, I can just exile it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I have a 4/4 flyer and 3 2/3 flyers and 2 hermits up, and I was like, "What beats that?" And
Yeah.
we figured out exactly what beat that. It was Overcharged Amalgam.
Yep, and I screwed up too by just picking that creature because the disturb side was so good. It was just a land was your other card, but also siphoning during combat. I would add another siphon, which could have been huge. I could have drew just another flying blocker or whatever. But
If you don't take the creature though, then you don't get to block the Dorothy earlier, and
That's
I get
true.
attacks in with my 2/1s against
Yeah.
when you go for Sedgemoor.
I just die against Dorothy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that card actually did for you, even if at the end it did good things for me.
Yep. Well, at least you're playing a deck, that has Dorothy, because I bet you're tapping your heels and wishing you were home right now anyways, so...
There's no place like home.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, any questions, Rob, while we shuffle up for our second game?
No, people would just like to reiterate to you, Ross, that you can look at the top card of your library at any time when you have Eliminator on the field.
Yeah, I did do that.
Yeah, he was looking.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, yeah.
I knew my top card at every single moment.
Yeah, chat just likes saying things that you were doing just to troll you. Keep it up, chat. You are doing great. All right, I'll go first. Oh my god, I'm gonna go. I'll
You
go
went first in the first game of the day.
That's true. You're
Okay.
right. You're right.
This isn't new.
Pretty new. Okay, well, this hand's pretty awkward because it's a one lander with Field of Ruin, but I'll keep.
So it's a 2-lander with Field of Ruin.
Yeah, kind of. But it sounds better when it's like that.
Huh. 6 lands Mirror Hall Mimic doesn't seem great.
You're back to your old ways, buddy.
Do you just never draw 6-landers?
Occasionally, but
You
you
just
know,
keep
if
all of them?
you're on the play, keep them, man. If that other spell is good, think about it. The odds that you're going to draw just more gas off the top, pretty high. I do not keep many 6-landers.
Only if your name is Corey Baumeister.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't think I keep any 6-landers unless some of my lands are also spells.
Yeah.
Like, I've kept a lot of 6-landers when 2 of them are Drawari Disruptions. Oh, baby. Fan me down. Like,
Yeah, that's easy.
yeah,
That's not even a 6-lander.
Yeah, that's-
a 4-lander.
that's a 4-lander with 2 counter spells in your hand. Like, that's why, I mean, how can I mulligan? You know?
Note to self.
Yeah. Oh, you'll be seeing it on turn 1.
Okay, I guess we'll put... Well, I guess we can just put that one on the bottom.
Drawari Ruins, pass to you.
Desert Beach, pass.
Come on, top deck. Oh, that's pretty good. Now do I want to play? I don't think it matters too much, so I will just play this land and pass to you.
I will play a Hermit.
Okay.
Pass.
Consider my options. Yeah, I'll take a land. My hand is perfect now. Draw a card. I'll play another one of these. I will Blood Chief's Thirst that and pass to you.
I will play Clarion Spirit.
Oh my god, are you actually activating Clarion Spirit?
Is that resolve?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll play Usher of the Fallen, trigger Spirit.
Oh, okay. Done.
Pass the turn.
End step, give me your cards. Okay, I'll take this one. Untap. I will play this. And
Oh, I was like,
yeah. I will Blood Chief's Thirst, Clarion Spirit, I guess. And pass to you.
declare tax.
Sure.
Send in for 3.
17.
I will summon Shaheen,
Okay.
and I will play land and a Clarion. Well, I'll play the Clarion Spear first,
Sure.
and then summon Shaheen.
You got it. All right, I will summon Shaheen as well by playing bad control cards. I'm flooded at this point, so I don't need that. I will draw. Still haven't played the one Field of Ruin that was in my opener as my one lander, which is impressive. Okay, I will play Malevolent Hermit. And pass to you.
I will play Skyclave Apparition.
Yeah, I think if I kill that, you actually get the token, right?
You tell me.
Exile card's owner. You're the owner, I'm the controller, right?
You tell me.
Oh my god.
Yes, I'm the owner of Malevolent Hermit.
Okay. In response, I will
Gonna kill it with the trigger on the stack.
I guess that does work too.
Yeah.
Huh?
You can just kill the apparition and that.
Yeah. I'll kill it. Or wait, no, then it still dies though, right? Then it still gets exiled, right?
Yeah, the Malevolent Hermit's getting exiled.
Okay,
regardless.
I'll kill this instead then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I have an apparition that will give me a 2-power illusion when it dies.
If it dies, yep.
I don't have another 1-drop, so that's
Okay.
fine. I'll attack for 4.
Okay, 13.
You go to 13, and I'll pass the turn.
Okay, own tap. I'll draw. Where's my Meat Hook Massacres? I would like them. I'd like them right about now. But instead, I will check what you got on top. Okay. All right, I'll take this one. I'll play a land. And all right, I'll play Catilda. Past you. But first you don't learn. Keep trying the same thing. It should work.
Okay, I'll offer the trade for the Shaheen, but not the Usher. Get in for 4.
Yeah, I won't bite. I'll take 4. I'm at 9.
9.
Still haven't had to play the one land in my opening hand when I kept the one lander. That's impressive, actually.
So 2 cards in hand?
Yeah. At this point, I'm flooded.
It's clear you don't have the sweeper. You would have to rip it literally next turn for it to do anything. Okay, I'm just going to jam.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to play Cemetery Illuminator, exile the Siphon Insight,
Lame.
and I'll play Malevolent Hermit.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Lame. Oh, here's my fielder run, and yeah, that's not great. I'll pass to you.
Oh.
Is it an instant?
Declare tax.
Yep.
I will attack with those 4. I will exile my Clarion Spirit.
So now you can look at spirits.
Now I can cast the Spirit once a turn.
Okay. I'll play a Hallbreaker Horror. And I will...
It doesn't fly, right?
No.
Yeah. So, but that does. So.
Yeah, so I could block. These could be my blocks if I want, but this gives things flying, and I don't have a great way to do it, so I'm just going to block.
You do have infinite bounce spells, potentially.
Potentially?
Yeah.
I have to have spells for that.
Okay, so you're just blocking the apparition?
Yeah.
Okay, so you take 4.
Yep, and you get a token.
I get a 2/2 illusion.
Yep.
So now you're at 5.
Yep. Yep, you're right.
Okay, post combat, I will play Clarion Spirit. I will play Usher off the top of my deck. I'll get another token.
Meat hook.
And I will pass the turn.
I think the hook would be good here.
Yeah, once you have the horror too.
To quote the great blues traveler, the hook will bring me back here if I get it. Dun dun dun. It's not. It's not that card. Okay. I will pass to you.
I will play land.
Okay.
I will play Mirror Hall Mimic.
What does that do?
It's a clone.
Clones
but it's
my
also
stuff too?
It's a clone, but also a spirit.
Okay, that resolves.
I am just going to copy Malevolent Hermit.
Okay.
And you're at 5.
5 life points, yep.
So you block 2 power things, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. You still take 8. I can let 1 removal spell resolve. I guess one removal spell plus bounce, and you only take 5. It's 1 short, of course. Oh, but I have the Hermit that can attack. Okay, I'll attack with everything I can.
Okay, I'm dead. I just have another Hall Break Horror. Yep, you would.
Yeah, so you get to have a blocker plus a bounce.
Yeah, no. Well,
but it's
no.
not enough, right?
Oh, whenever you cast a spell. Oh, yeah, that does count, huh?
You can bounce here and then block 3 2-power things, gain 1, go up to 6, but you still take 7.
Oh, okay. Well, I totally forgot about the bounce. You know, so I was like, I'm very dead.
But I had you dead through 1 piece of interaction.
Yeah, yep. I need to like consider into that or memory deluge or something, but yep, no luck here. Looks like you won't be getting the ultimate sweep or just a sweep at all. So nice work.
The spirits
The spirits, I mean, yeah, they're just a chunk of creatures. They've been hard to deal with. The disturb stuff, they're not creatures on the backside, so it adds extra element. So pretty cool. All right, we're going to take a short break. I'll be right back with sideboarding for our final round of the day here on Versus Live. Don't go anywhere. All right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live here, where we are sideboarding between Dimir Control and Azorius Spirits. From my end, just a product of wanting to take out Duresses. I wish I had a lot more Meat Hook Massacres. I think that's the one good addition to this. Like, these are decent sweepers, but I don't even want to bring them in here because you already have a lot of cheap creatures. It seems okay, but if these were Meat Hook Massacres, get them in here. You know, but not loving this card. I think it's really good.
Awkward card with Sedgemoor Witch.
Really awkward card with Sedgemoor Witch too, and just really good against like green decks still because there's a lot of tokens and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, these should definitely be Meat Hook Massacres for these type of aggressive decks.
Or Shadow's Verdicts.
Or Shadow's Verdicts, yeah. I mean, I didn't know that was legal until today. So, but just taking out these cards that didn't have targets against you again for 2 more spot removals.
And on my side, I'm bringing out cards that aren't as good against heavy removal decks. That is Catilda and Mirror Hall Mimic. You know, but both cards that really encourage you to extend pretty hard to the battlefield. Also trimming 1 Dorothy, not a card I want to draw a ton of, just because it quickly dies out, and you have a lot of spot removal to stop the disturb.
What do you think of that card in general? Do you think it's playable?
Not a big fan of it. Yeah. I actually like the idea of this being a card that you pitch. Like, I don't want to have to cast the front side of it. Yeah. But I'm happy to cast the disturb side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sort of get that 3-mana 4/4 flying haste.
You know what? You know what card should be in your deck for sure?
What?
Shipwreck Sifter.
What does that do?
1 colorless blue, 1/2 spirit. It's a limited bomb. A limited common bomb, you know? Yeah. 1/2, whenever it comes into play, draw a card and discard a card. If you discard a spirit or a card with disturb, it gets a +1/+1 counter.
And it's just a 2/3 flyer?
No, it's a
1/2 discard?
It's a 2/3 not flying.
Oh, it doesn't fly.
Doesn't fly.
Okay.
But they stack together too. So if you like go Shipwreck Sifter on 1 or on turn 2, discard a card with disturb, it gets a counter. It's like the blue-white disturb mechanic in limited is awesome. And then turn 3, you play another one, discard another card with disturbs. Then you got a 3/4 and a 2/3.
Anytime you discard a spirit or a card with disturbed,
exactly.
Which means it also works well with the other 2-drop, Fleeting Spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that card should be in the deck.
Yeah, that'd be a nice one, right?
Yeah, get them in the deck. But regardless, that's why these cards are coming out. Spectral Adversary. It's nice to have a flash threat against any deck with sweepers and removal, so I can hold this up on key turns. If you don't have the sweeper, I'll cast it. If you do, then I can either play this post combat or post sweeper to have something to rebuild immediately. Yeah. Or if I have enough mana, I can just phase out the more important cards on my battlefield.
Or you can phase out my blockers, phase out Leer or something too if I have a key turn. Phase out a Leer
for a key turn, or phase out the 7-drop.
Yeah.
And then a couple Fateful Absences just to handle those bigger creatures.
Yep.
I have 3 in the sideboard. I'm only bringing in 2. I don't want to get too reactive here.
Yep.
So we'll see how those numbers work.
Alrighty, I will be going first here for likely our final game of the day. You're already taking down this match. That hardware, we're still coming over here, but oh god. Okay. Kind of saved. Kind of saved by this card, but our hand is kind of weak. But I'm in.
Also, we did have a question from Todd about a card.
What we got, Todd?
Path of Peril. It's 1 black, wrath for creature CMC 2 or less, cleave for 4 black-white, and blue can play a few pathways for cleave, possibly. What do you think about that?
Wait, repeat it. It's 1 black.
It's 3 mana to destroy things with mana value 2 or less.
Okay.
Or for 1 black.
Yeah.
Or 4 black-white wrath.
4 black-white?
Because of cleave.
Oh.
And if you just play 8 pathways and splash that, then
that's kind of sweet. That's probably better than like Shadow's Verdict or anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. I like those just like, I have a lot of swamps, I have a lot of islands, turn them into pathways. It's effectively the same thing, except you get a little reach towards just like 1 card. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's nice.
Is that better than just putting snow basics in your deck and playing Blood on the Snow, though? Blood on the Snow can return Sedgemoor Witch if you just have 3 snow basics.
Yeah, I like that.
You can destroy Planeswalkers and control matchups.
Yeah, I like Blood on the Snow. Yeah. No, that's a spicy one, too.
Super late in the game, it could potentially return Leer or 7-drop or whatever.
Yeah, blue-black controls even in the Invitational worst snow decks, so... Okay, I'll play this and I'll pass.
I will play Hengegate Pathway, Usher the Fallen.
Uh-oh. You have a 1-drop? That's not good. Alright, I will play...
The real question is if he hits his 3rd land, though.
Oh, yeah. We already know that's not going to happen. I'll pass to you.
All I need is 2 lanes with Usher. Declare attacks.
I'll kill it. I'll lose
With
2.
Fire. You're at 18. I will play. I'm just gonna play Spectral Adversary.
Okay.
Don't want it to get Jawari disruption, so I'll play it while Corey's tapped out.
Makes sense. I am just gonna play a land and I'll pass to you.
Attack for 2.
I'll take it. 16.
Malevolent Hermit.
I'll respond with a Siphon Insight. Oh. Yeah, this card seems awesome. I'll take it.
You're up.
All right. I will play a land and pass to you.
I don't have flash threats really other than Spectral Adversary. I guess you could play a 3/2 flyer and trade. That's would be fine.
Get wrecked.
I will play Deserted Beach and Patrician Geist.
Other spirits get bigger. Okay,
And spells from my graveyard cost 1 less.
sure.
And I'll attack for 5.
But I have flash threats. I'll block.
yeah. Forgot about that card again.
And I'll take 3.
Sure.
13.
You're up.
This match is sponsored by Overcharged Amalgam, blowing you out. Okay. I will cast Cemetery Illuminator, get rid of your Hermit. And now what? I get to look at the top, and if it's a creature, I get to cast it? Okay. It's not. Now I will play a land, and I'll pass to you.
I'll play Skyclave Apparition.
I don't like this combo that you have. Yeah, that's fine.
Exile the Illuminator.
Okay.
Already played Infernal Grasp, but you haven't seemed to have a lot of 2-mana removal in your deck. You are at 13, though, on only 3 cards.
You know, whichever way you guess is going to be wrong, right? It's no matter what. You're priced in.
Fleeting Spirit.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
All right. End step, I will Siphon Insight you. Oh. Yeah, I'll take this one. I will draw. And I will Skyclave Apparition that. And I'll play a land, and I'll pass to you.
I'll play Patrician Geist.
Okay.
Attack.
Getting in there, huh? I'll respond by Siphoning Insight you. I'll take this one. Now, so if I block with this, you do just get a 3/3.
I get 3/3s when apparitions die.
Yeah, which is not great. So I could try to just block your flyer here and take 7. It's not the worst. Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay, so you go to 6.
Yep. I did not have the removal spell, if you didn't guess.
Yeah. Pass the turn.
Okay.
I had too much going on,
Yeah, I feel
especially with the second Geist.
I feel you. Okay, I will play a land and play Lear. Pass to you. Now I have the removal
7
spell.
Infernal Grasp.
Yep. Now I have a removal spell. Well, the Skyclave Apparition game has been very weird. I've never gotten a token off killing a Skyclave, and multiple have died.
Attack with Geist.
Yeah, I'll kill it.
You go to 4.
Yep.
Play an island and pass the turn.
Okay. Oh, that's not good. I will. Well, I guess I can do this for 2 now. I'll flashback Siphon Insight. Oh yeah. I'll play Usher. Can't use that ability ever. Oh no! How foolish of me. Oh, stupid. Okay. Yeah, I can't really attack. I'll pass to you.
Play Skyclave Apparition.
That resolves.
Exile my Skyclave Apparition.
Okay.
So
You get a 3/3.
I get a 3/3. I still get 3/3s when both of these die.
Yep.
It's
disgusting.
If I attack with your 4,
I'm a 4.
that's gonna be a lot better if I got that 3 damage in.
Yep.
That said, I think against Lear you just kind of have to jam, especially when these get 3/3s when they die.
Didn't you just play a Skyclave?
Oh yeah. Okay, this is a much worse attack.
Yeah. I was like,
Okay.
yeah, attack away.
You can go.
Well,
You right.
better play this now. See what we get. Memory Deluge. 4. Definitely want this and this. Bottom. I'll play a land. And I'll play Sedgemoor Witch. Pass to you.
Two in hand.
2 in hand, yep.
So if I send with everything and you just have like I guess like Fading Hope would be the worst.
Yeah, Fading Hope and you are dead.
You just like bounce here, make 2 tokens, double block with Lear, go to 6 and get 2 scries and I would just have the 2 3/3s from the apparitions. I guess then I would yeah. And I would replay the Fleeting Spirit. Yeah, can't really beat a Fading Hope, but I'm not sure if it's ever going to get better. That's the thing about this turn. There are cards that are really good here that are going to blow me out, but I'm not doing anything. Corey's got a Memory Deluge in the graveyard ready to dig next turn, so I've got to put pressure on now. So yeah, slam.
Smart. Okay, I'll block. What does this do? Like, you can discard a card and exile it?
Yeah, so it's not dying.
Okay, so I guess I will go like that. And, yeah, like this.
Um,
I guess I want to do it like this, right? If you want to save it, I want to keep my Sedgemoor.
well, then I'm definitely not going to save it because I'd like to trade for the Sedgemoor Witch. Yeah, so, yeah, I have no effects.
Okay.
Well, that was good. So that dies, these die, I lose this, but then it comes
Then
back.
you get it back, yep. That goes to the graveyard.
And you take 2.
And I take 2, down to 2.
2. So yeah, obviously the 3 damage I missed is going to cost me.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
And I'll play a Plains and pass.
Okay. A draw. That's a good draw. I will play Consider.
Yep.
I'll put that into my graveyard. Draw.
I'll play Consider.
I'll play Consider. I will draw this one. And I will play a land, and I'll pass to you.
Pass the turn.
Okay, I will go with end step. 4, 5, 6, 7. End step, I'll flashback Memory Deluge.
Yep.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a 7. I'll get these 2. I will untap, draw. I'll play a land. And I'll attack.
Yeah, I'll get a 17.
All right, pass to you. Attacking with the Lear is probably not a good sign for you.
Nope. That one's not bad, though. I'll play Cemetery Illuminator.
Okay.
I will exile your Sedgemoor Witch.
Sedgemoor.
Actually, let's exile the amount.
I'll respond.
Are you rebuying things?
Maybe. I will play Hallbreaker Horror.
Sure.
And I will Fading Hope this and bounce that with this ability. So I will scry one, and yeah, I'll keep that one.
And then the trigger resolves.
Yep.
Hit the amalgam. Play Cemetery Illuminator.
I will respond by casting Siphon Insight, bounce that to your hand on the stack.
With the trigger on the stack. So the trigger is starting Sedgemoor.
No, it's the ability. You can bounce a spell. I'm
bounce
playing
a
it with
spell. Okay.
yeah, I'm playing it with the ability on the stack, so I just bounce it to your.
No, you're not playing it with the ability.
Yeah, not with the
You're doing
ability.
the opposite
with
of
the,
what you
yes,
said.
exactly. Okay, I'll take this card.
That makes sense. Corey's doing the opposite of what he said.
Exactly. Yep. Now you get it.
Okay, pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. A draw. I'm gonna play. This is pretty gas. I'm gonna play Clarion Spirit.
Do you want to bounce anything?
Yeah, sure. I'll bounce this.
I get a 3/3.
All right, then I'll play Sedgemoor Witch and bounce it.
Yeah.
I get a 1/1. Then I'll attack for 10.
I go to 7.
Play this Dwarry Ruins, and I'll pass to you.
I will play Cemetery Illuminator.
I'll respond with Memory Deluge and bounce it to your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll take this and this.
I will play Cemetery Illuminator.
I'll respond with a Consider. I'll bounce that to your hand.
And I'm dead.
Okay. Yeah, that card's messed up when it resolves. Holy cow.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
Entire game just came down to the one judgment call.
Yep, and my hand was Lear, Siphon Insight at the time, and I told you from the beginning, whatever you choose, you're going to be wrong. It was just a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
Oh, too good. All right, well, hashtag Team Corey takes it down. I'll take some marbles from you. We're probably past our time. Yeah, we're doing great. You got any questions at all, Rob? Thank you, buddy.
If we'd extended more matches, we would have been way over time, but
Yeah.
Do you think Welcoming Vampire could fit in the Spirits deck, or like in a style of deck like you were just playing? Maybe not so spirity, I guess, but
It's not a spirit, right? But yeah, that's
honestly the only tribal payoff here is Patrician Geist, and I'm not even sure if that's worth it.
yeah.
Like this, it's an okay card. Like it's a Windrake, right?
Yeah. Like you could play Intrepid Adversary and it's the same amount of Anthem effects, and then you don't have to play all the bad spirits.
Honestly, I would want to play. I could imagine playing an Azorius deck. You know, especially now that you have what is the card I'm thinking of? Especially now that you have the Fleeting Spirit to go with the other two.
That card was pretty impressive,
right?
Yeah.
So those two as enablers for generating value out of the graveyard with Disturb, that is an engine in and of itself, and it doesn't need to be a tribal deck in order to be taking advantage of those things. In fact, you know, this list is playing Malevolent Hermit that is not a spirit. Just because it's such a powerful Disturb creature.
Yeah, very
now,
good.
Patrician Geist also does well with Disturb for making those things cheaper, but it's just not that powerful of a card in that role. So I could see a more, low to the ground deck that is generating card advantage through the graveyard with Disturb, but also can just sort of hold up mana later in the game. And
I mean, similar to what Noriyuki Mori played at the champion or at Worlds, right?
in that kind of style.
Yeah, like an Azorius tempo deck that gains some value, but plays cards that interact as well. Like it did seem like you needed a couple more spells. You know, I don't know which ones would be best, but yeah, I have some kind of interaction. Disdainful Stroke negates maybe concentrated defense or whatever that Noriyuki played. I can't remember what.
Concerted defense.
Yeah.
Something
like that.
There's a lot of options, but that's the thing that really excites me is trying to do stuff like that. You know, especially if I can go one drop into 2-drop, you know, the card you were talking about, the blue creature, and discard Dorothy, and then turn 3. I guess you don't even need the 1-drop, but just turn 2 that, and to turn 3 Dorothy attack for 6. That curve is exciting to me.
Yeah.
Because you're also, even if you get, it's a pretty big tempo loss if you get blown out there, but you can just play something else if they hold up mana.
Yeah.
And you're not losing any card advantage in that sense. Because you've already, the card.
And I wonder what other kind of loot effects there are that could go with Shipwreck Sifter. Yeah. It's a really cool card, and I mean it's one of the best blue commons, you know, in the set for limited because, well, the disturb mechanic, if you can get a lot of cards with disturb, it's insane. You're drawing a card and you're discarding a card that gains you value. If you make a standard deck that is all about doing that, you know, but more concentrated, I think that could be a real thing in standard. You know, that's a decent card.
Yeah. So that's the part of the deck the aspect of the deck that I like the most, as opposed to the tribal aspect. So there's definitely room for non-spirits in the deck that I'm thinking of. You know, the more tribal you get, the less room you have for non-spirits because you need to take advantage of the tribal payoffs. But in this case, the tribal payoffs just aren't really that great.
Yeah, I would totally agree. Definitely agree. Rob, do you have another question at all? Or are we about done here?
Yeah, we got one more.
Okay, cool.
Todd wants to know your thoughts on Divide by Zero in the Dimir deck, and also just your general thoughts on Hold Breacher after playing it.
Yeah, so this deck for me was a lot. It was too many creatures. I think Leer, Horror, Overchased Amalgam, and Sedgemoor Witch is just too many. So I would love Divide by Zero just to cut some of the creatures. I think you probably just don't want the flyer. Yeah, I think that card's just probably not good enough, but I think a couple Hull Break Horrors, that card was busted when I untap with it. Like,
but if Leer is the same and Leer only costs 5 and Horror costs 7, you know,
I don't know if they're necessarily the same. I could see like 2 and 2. You know, I could just see like a 2-2 split, 4 Sedgemoor Witch, just have 8 creatures, and then play Divide by Zero.
The other great thing about Leer is that it's a great top deck when your hand is empty, right? You get access to the full graveyard.
That's a good point.
Great. Hullbreach Horror needs you to have more gas behind.
Yeah.
So you want to play it with more memory deluges and more card draw to make sure you have the requisite spells to cast behind it.
But man, do I love Siphon Insight. That card is so fun. It is just a blast to play. Any of those style effects, I feel it's always in the blue-black color pie, too, is like Atris, Gonti. Yeah. You know, all those cards are just so fun when you're like, yeah, you know, I made a token with a Clarion Spirit and my opponent didn't. It was like, oh, you're playing a white deck? I'm like, no.
My favorite was triggering my opponent's Grey Merchant of Asphodel for 11 because I had 3 Nightfell Specters in play.
Wow. I mean,
I cast it off a Nykthos.
Yeah.
Because normally you just wouldn't be able to, but I had my 1 Nykthos. I'm like, make 9 black, 4 black floating.
Wow, that is awesome.
11 you.
My favorite from the Invitational is Ragavan is another one of those cards that I guess breaks that color pie mold. But
that's in Modern.
Yeah, I got to connect with Ragavan against a blue-white control deck and cast Teferi Time Reveler, and my opponent could never win. It was awesome.
Just turn 2?
No, it was turn 3. Okay. So yeah, it was unfortunate, but I dashed it. I dashed it on turn 3 after I after I Thoughtseize. I went Thoughtseize, dash, and then got it. No. I don't know, whatever. I can't remember. I remember I interacted to make sure the coast was clear. I did some things, yeah. So, all right, everyone. Thank you so much for everybody that participated by sending in deck lists. We do this quite often, so if you want to be a part of this kind of show, keep an eye on our Twitter accounts, at Ross Hundreds, at Corey Baumeister. That's where we normally share those and ask for deck lists. So, you know, probably won't do it for a while, a little bit, but...
We do at least once each set. So.
At least once each sets, and honestly, sometimes it's like once every other month, depending on if, because they're just fun shows. You know, it's always fun to see what kind of cool decks y'all bring to the tables, and you know, I definitely loved my decks today. Those first 2 decks, especially Dimir Control, felt pretty good as well. Not necessarily my style of decks, but man, those first 2, it really sunk with me. That's for sure. But yeah. All right, so we are gonna thank some subs. Rob, you thank some subs. We're gonna thank some sponsors, and we're gonna head out.
All right, got a few subs today.
Okay.
Real Internet Dad, Smashtastic 86 for 19 months, and Master Marshmallow for 23 months. Thank you to them and all of our other subs.
Nice.
Thank you for that support. And if you would like to support Star City Games in another way, you can join SCG Premium, $7.99 a month will get you access to exclusive content from our wonderful staff of content creators, as well as 5% off of sealed product, 10% off of singles, and 15% off of supplies. So head on over to starcitygames.com/join-premium and sign up today.
And if you love the cards that we played with today, some of the new flashy Crimson Vow cards, you can pre-order them already, where you can pre-order sealed product as well as individual cards by going to starcitygames.com/previews. And yeah, just be the first one to get some of these Crimson cards. They look sweet.
Yep. And if you're looking to unload some old cards to make room for new cards, Star City Games is always buying, and the process has never been easier because there's so many ways to do it. You can use the buy list feature on the website. You can just mail your cards in and let them do the work for you. You can make an appointment and come into the store to do your business in person. And if your collection is large enough, you can make an appointment and have Star City Games come to you. So pick whichever works best for your situation. And do keep in mind that when trading cards in for store credit, you will get a 30% bonus.
Absolutely. And this week's sale is a nice one. If you like saving some money, buying some cheap cards, it's our dollar sale. So we got a select amount of cards that are just $1. If you want the full list of those, go to starcitygames.com/sale to pick up some cheap cards that maybe you would not be getting for $1, you know?
Oddly enough, it's all of the cards that Corey played in his Grixis Death Shadow deck are his, but Star City Games is just selling them for $1.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
I better hide my cards. I was gonna say you better not advertise that. People are gonna be like, Ragavan sale, let's go.
You forgot to read the fine print.
Those are not for sale. Those are not for sale, y'all. It is select cards, and I'm just guessing that Ragavan is not on the list. So
well, they let me select them. That was the mistake. Those are the ones that I've selected.
Well, I'm glad I'm borrowing some of your cards for that deck. Sweet. You shot yourself in the foot on that one. So that sale does end on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So make sure to get those orders in over the weekend if you want to get some dollar cards.
And last but not least, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Coalesce Apparel. If you like the shirts that we wear, you can find their entire collection of t-shirts, hoodies, and stickers at coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the gift code SCG when checking out to get 10% off of your purchase there.
Yorian may have rotated, but it never rotates in my heart or my wardrobe, so I make sure to keep this Yorian shirt alive.
Yeah, you know you're not supposed to wear that every day without washing it, Corey.
Yeah, good point. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to be going to wash my clothes after this, because, this, I do wear this shirt quite often, don't get me wrong. Yeah, thank you for telling me that.
I can tell.
All right, everyone. So,
like you said, the mask isn't perfect.
That's true. That's true. So as far as next week goes, y'all, this is going to be it for this week. But next week, Tuesday, we are going to be having me and Ross on the show. We're going to be playing some standard decks that did well over the weekend. So absorbing some knowledge and seeing what kind of spicy brews the public came out with. We got the spicy brews we came out with. Today, we got the spicy brews that our viewers came out with. Now we'll see, what some of the other streamers and stuff, aka what Crokies comes out with.
Yeah.
We'll have 6 Crokies decks for you on Tuesday. They should all be absolutely perfect. And then on Thursday, I'm taking the day off. I'm going to Vegas. I need to defend my title and play that Magic tournament. I need to play more Death Shadow. I'm just hooked on playing that deck. So Todd's going to be coming in. You guys are going to be playing some Modern. It should be pretty fun.
Some aspiring spike decks. So we'll go from 6 Crokies decks to 6 spike decks, and we'll just see how the metagame gets shaped by those two people.
That sounds absolutely amazing. You're not going to want to miss that week of content. It should be really fun. So we will be back Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. For Rob, for Ross Merriam, I'm Corey Baumeister. We'll see you then.